showing that it is waiting for you.
Anybody else see the thumbnail for the video?
Yeah.
I'm showing the waiting thumbnail. I'm not showing the live running thumbnail.
Yeah, it's still not connecting into...
I'm showing us live.
I got us live now.
You guys live?
Yes.
Yep.
Alrighty. Oh, yep. We are live now. Alright, took a bit.
Better mute that.
Okay.
I'm showing the waiting thumbnail.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Alright. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Streams of Spero. And the title is there in the chat for you guys to see that coming into this. I am Benito. I am the DM. And starting from the top for what we have there is Jen. Introduce yourself and who you're playing.
I am now, and you can hear me. Yay!
We can hear Jen, yes.
I am Jen, and I'm. Let's get the right accent this time, because that's not the right one right there. A southern accent. I'm Cascade Brian, and I am. Yeah, I'm me.
You are a druid, right?
I am a druid.
Yes.
That's me.
All right.
It's been a rough evening.
Yeah,
It's been a rough evening.
She just wants to be heard right now. She's just happy with that going on. Yeah. And then to Matt.
I'm Matthew. I'm playing Alexi, the Asmir warlock of, formerly Apollo and currently the new goddess Silk's daughter, Mystic, a legendary magic user in her own right.
And a new father. We'll make sure we add that.
New father, yeah.
Proud Papa.
Proud Papa.
Daddy.
Cool. Rico. You're muted now, of all the people.
See, no more shit from you.
Karma. That was called karma.
It muted me so I couldn't talk about all my titles. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm Jew. This guy right here.
Yeah.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody read the title. I won't waste 10 minutes reading it.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you. Right now.
No, you have to read it all. It's the only way you get it.
No, please. All right. And Jake.
No, please.
I'm Jake, and I play Aileron / Firebrand.
Why slash?
Because they're both my name.
If you're still Firebrand.
Because Slash is an amazing guitarist and needs his props every daggone day.
All right, Jeremy.
Jeremy, I play Vema, one of the newly added folk.
Who is a what?
Who is a Shadarkai elven rogue that has pledged himself to not only the Raven Queen, but Zindred as well.
Awesome. And Lewanika.
Hello, I am Lewanika of Tabletop Journeys, and I am playing tonight I am playing the Eladrin elf, Kyrian Starglow. He is an Eladrin of the Summer Court, and here at the behest of the Summer Queen in service of the lady of this party, the one he feels is truly in charge, and he's here to do her bidding.
And the other half of our Tabletop Journeys, Glenn Myers, we're waiting, and he does play Zindred, and she is a paladin of the Raven Queen. So we're awaiting that. At the time, we are in the seas upon the force of the storm with our newly appointed captain, Captain Cascade Brian, which, yeah, she got that there. So the ship, you've decided, there was some discussion you've had with me, apart with what you know of the land and the group. And just kind of recap, the force of the storm had an attack on itself by some crazy crustacean type of people. That is important because we did realize that they were people because something happened with Oleski as his newly found daughter her killing seemed to affect his arm in that part of it. So there was a lot of combat. Some crew members were killed. The captain was unfortunately one of the members that was lost, giving Cascade the title since Zindred claimed the ship and took it and gave it to her to command. This was just a journey up there because you were getting closer to the Beholder Vanro, the sixth holder of one of the Syn Stones, And Cascade, you were debating on hitting the port, if I was correct, or hitting straight to the beach. Correct?
Yeah. You can hear me, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna be saying that every 5 seconds
That's
now.
fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I think without any other input, she's not gonna realize anything from anybody else. She's not gonna ask Zindred. She's not gonna ask anybody else. I think what Cass is gonna do on her own, knowing the reputation of the port we're headed to, is that she wants to put in at the beach, and actually she wants to send the ship. And she really hates this. She's going to send the ship with an empty hold back to Feng's port because she knows she can get everybody back there if she needs to on her own. The sailor in her really wants to go into port and get a full hold of goods, but she doesn't know this port and she doesn't trust the port.
All right.
Did we get a long rest off of that last?
Yes, everyone's healthy. You have plenty of time before hitting the shores or what's going on. Okay, so Glenn is not going to make it. He double booked himself in life, so he's enjoying a nice dinner with his sister, which is cool. So I will play Zindred, and she is fine. So if you feel that Morton's port is a little too hot, it doesn't really matter either way. You guys are just heading to the land mass anyways, and then can make your trip from there. So you will depart. Pretty much, there is nothing going on. There is no naval offense. There isn't anything kind of weird too much from there. So you're able to get a boat close and a dinghy set down. I imagine the regular party is all going. Is there any member of the crew that you're adding, or do you want to keep all hands on deck? And remember, they've lost some members already, so it's not like they have a extra amount of individuals anyways.
I will have assumed that what was the time frame between that fight versus us putting into
still
shore?
A couple of days. You basically get 2 days, so full
So
on rest and all that stuff.
In the course of the couple of days, I feel that I will have spoken with Rufino and gotten my take on him and if I can trust him to having lost their captain and I'm a stand-in, I feel a little like but basically I will have made sure that they have enough provisions to get them back to Feng's port, that they have enough in the coffers to pay the crew and possibly pay the widows, any family left behind.
So you do not want them to wait?
No, I want to send them back to Feng's port because I know that I can get everybody back there if I need to.
Okay.
I guess that's a question I should have asked you previous. Do we have enough provisions for the crew? And what does my coffers look like?
Yeah, it wasn't a very far journey from Feng's port. The biggest thing was the raid. You didn't lose anything in that state there. My only question is going to how you're going to would be the command to your first mate on what you're doing with the boat, because you're going a little bit more inland and slightly north and looking for this stuff. Is he just going to sit there and wait, or try to go off and make money, or there's a lot of unknown in your timetable, so you've got to give him some type of options or commands or wishes, so to speak, on that part.
Give me half a second, see if I had any contacts specifically in Feng's port.
Not you particularly. It's pretty much your own ship, and that ship is again gone.
So I did not know any of Captain Hass's contacts in any of the ports that we
You were pretty much one of the younger ones. You do know of Rumblebelly, who runs most of the pirate ships out of there. But again, that's kind of like locking them up in a gang, which you know about, you don't want, because you'll lose title to your ship in some regard.
So there would have been communication, I feel, back and forth between Rufino and myself to go, do you have contacts? Did your captain have because I want to get them some gainful employment while we're gone.
Well, what they could do is go
Whether
to
it's shipping
Jacksonport.
or...
That's more likely to be, that they'd be more free and more aligned to do travel aspects or fishing or that, and also possibly find better and more trusted crew to replace those that are lost.
Okay.
But again, this puts a longer timetable from them returning at any point. And I already told you what you felt about Mortonsport. So
Right.
even if you were to go in there and wait, you'd put yourself in danger waiting for probably a week and a half for your ship to return. So it's either now they go there, they pretty much just do business, and then wait for you to show back up at Jacksonport to reclaim claim the ship.
I don't know. I don't want them waiting for us. I don't want
Okay.
idle hands.
So then the boat will go to Jacksonport, and then just kind of conduct its business, do what it can, replenish the crew, be sort of captainless, or
Well,
Rodolfo will be
pro
intern.
tem, yeah.
Will be intern until you come back into claim. But they're not going to do any pickup for you, nothing like that, unless something.
I can
amazing
get us where
happens.
we need to go.
Okay.
Yeah. I have some thoughts.
Okay. Aleron, Jew, and Aleski. I'll give you guys a chance to roll a history check before I make this a confirmation, though.
Skills.
21.
All right. She's
28.
30.
Whoa.
I got my history.
Yeah, I guess so. Matt, what was yours?
17.
17. So all pretty good. All right. The one thing I will you three sort of easily remember, especially Laron and Jew, is if you can get Vanro to monologue or something at point or interrogate at some situation, he knows where the Grey Drake
Everybody
is.
else does.
And if you need sudden movement, like I said, that's going to put you out in that regard there. So if you're looking for the seventh one, just remember that it will be your vessel which we've used now for months would not be an option if it goes to Jacksonport, if that's what the group feels comfortable with. But the situation is where the boat is idling is not safe. So that is your dilemma.
Well, we could always have it stay, and Zindrid and her crew could hang out on it.
The
Wait,
only thing with that is we have a reduced crew, and idle hands on a sailor does not necessarily mean a good thing. Especially when they're sitting around not doing, the boat's not going anywhere. The ship's not sailing. And that's why I want to send them back south. At least get some shipping contracts, something to do while we're busy, because I can get us back to wherever the boat can put in.
Well, funny
Well-
situation, since Glenn is not here, and story-wise, which I believe my brother is now leaning to. In a way, Zindrid and Laura could remain on the vessel, protected in the harbor, and every 5 days she could use her sending, which is one of her powers, to check on you guys to know where you are and on your return back. That will open up communication if she remains on the boat.
Or that. I will agree to that.
Yeah. The caveat would be everybody that's pledged themselves to her still comes with us.
Yeah.
And not stay on the boat. And the other part too is Zindred's got plenty of reserve money, so we could always say that we just go into the port, hire a couple of mercenaries to hang out as a little extra protection.
Well, no, she would remain in the bay, waiting for you to return to do the same thing. Get the dinghy out and pick you guys up.
But just have a couple of, pay for a couple of eyes within the port to, make sure nobody's doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, you are a gladiatorial champion, as stated. Alaron is a very powerful mage. The rest, Aleski is moving forward. You do have an extra member in Desire as a fighter. You're all very extremely high powerful, so should be a cakewalk.
But fragile.
You may be very fragile and very hunted, Alaron. Yeah, the only one person who's not fragile is Jew, who stole your cloak.
He gave it. I didn't steal nothing.
I have tasted these cakes you speak of, and I find them very sweet, but I would not want to walk on them. That seems to be very unhelpful.
All right, so Zinder will say that. Then I think she would... Alaron, it would be your party to lead. I think Zindred would put you in charge of everybody else to go.
Oh,
poor choice.
So then Daemon and Chiron would stay on the boat too, being sworn to.
Nope, she would send them to give you the bulk of the need. Most of this is about Zindred's communication ability with her sword. So basically, she can keep the boat, protect the boat, and communicate. The latter, that last one is the communication part, to the boat is the big key. And Zindred has, too much her sort of disdain, looking for action, will does know that others can still do a task needed. That is part of being a noble lady of the first house. So.
And Glenn's not here.
And Glenn is not here. So pretty enticing situation. So I will not have to worry about his character. And possibly get him killed, which I have known done in the past. So.
Yep, I guess that's probably the best plan. Sindred stays with the boat and communicates with us periodically, and we forge ahead.
Alrighty. So you guys will get in the dinghy?
Yeah.
Alright. If I correct 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 of you.
Before we board the boat, Ben, I would ask Zindred very specifically, do you truly mean to have me report to the Fallen One?
You're going to get that stone. That's my mission. That's doing my bidding. Right?
But you put the Fallen One in charge. Does that mean I need to... Do you
often question the Summer Queen when the way of things go, is that custom in their military parts of the summer court, Kyrian?
No, milady.
Then I think the
am
conversation has already ended. If I'm also of the right vibe of correctness here, I set out a command. I have my expectations, and now you are going to conduct yourself to execute it correctly.
absolutely, milady.
All right, you're dismissed.
Kyron will grab his gear. He will wait for the dinghy. When it is time to board, he shall board quietly. He will
hope I did Glenn
scowl
proud.
with yes, I am confident you did. He will scowl most directly at Aileron at every waking moment.
All right.
So, Jake, this is my scowl face.
Intentionally walks by every once in a while just to scowl.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna ask Kyrie.
he's mouthing the words that come out of Samuel L. Jackson's mouth all the time. This right here.
Kyrian,
Much love, Jake. Much love.
Why would you question Zindred? It does not seem very prudent.
I am not questioning Zindred. I was hoping she would see my discomfort with her decision and allow me to answer to any other but the fallen one.
Well, you can answer to me.
Unfortunately, that was not Zindred's bidding.
That's fair. But we're in it together, so let's
A
have fun.
very delicate woman's voice in a very melody situation, and you get this very scented of sulfuric perfume, but yet sweet in some aspect. Sits next to you and goes, "Oh, I do love it when the party's uncomfortable."
And who are you?
That's Desire, Alesky's son.
Oh, it's the
Got
entire
it.
one.
Got her.
Got it.
Kyrian will look at her and say, "But I am never uncomfortable next to a beautiful woman."
No, but I like it when you have, you don't follow orders as well, or you have trouble with orders. I love chaos.
I am, and forgive me if I was not clear on this, I have no problem following orders. I will follow them most specifically. I merely wanted to clarify them so I knew exactly what they were and what they entail.
Is she sat next to Kyrian, or is she sat next to me next to Kyrian?
Right between.
Yeah,
Right
between.
arm around each of you.
Right in between the both of you. That sounds about right.
Alright. In that case, I'm going to scoot away from her, because the sulfuric scent actually just makes me upset.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move away from her.
Okay. She does lead into you, Kyrian, a little bit, and goes, "I hope you do help set up a lot of kills for me." All right. The dinghy's on its way.
Excellent.
Anything else anyone want to go over as the boat is making its way to shore? Okay.
I will have made it very, very clear that Zindred is in charge to Rufino, and in my absence, kind of a deal.
She already named you captain, so they pretty much understand that she's very in charge of everybody around here. She has a very intimidating presence going on right now, and they know they probably shit themselves if they ever had to deal with her personally.
Copy that.
So you're good. And not to mention Laura's there as her bodyguard, which also creeps everybody out pretty handily. So, party members now. So you guys got all 6 of you. You have just Desire with you. So that is the only NPC with you at the moment. From the large supergroup that you once had, down to one individual.
How many of the people in the party have this despicable smell to them now? Is it just her, or does Alexia have the smell now?
Alexia does not have the smell, nor does
Okay.
Jew, but you do know they have abyssal markings of some sort, either on their person or on armor they carry. Cascade has
Not me.
nothing. Kirion has nothing. Illyrian has nothing.
I smell like the ocean breeze. What are you talking about?
I smell like summer orchids.
Why are you sniffing each other?
I smell like Shadow.
Because
I smell like wine.
Because I smell like summer orchids.
I smell like Hobbs piss.
All right. I smell like hops. That's perfect. All right. Who is leading the group to where you need to go? Who's our scout?
Well, we know I can't.
We know you
navigate.
can. It has been. It is historically marked since episode 1.
Wow, way to go all the way back to episode 1. Jesus.
I mean,
I don't
I said
completely
historical
understand the
because-
mission as Baymont, so I don't think I would take lead.
I know how to get to the port, knowing the maps. The map. But other than that, I guess I would need a direction. I mean, maybe I will have spoken with Zindred ahead of time to know what our unless somebody else can tell me.
He's somewhere up here, like in a ruins up to this mountain area. You think those little cave holes where my arrow thing is?
We had an aerial scout that would help.
All right. Can't the fire guy do aerial scouting stuff?
I could send out my familiar owl. I could fly too, but I'd be a big target.
I mean, how far away do you want scouting to be?
I think the owl or some sort of inconspicuous nature would be great and helpful.
Okay, so that's good. The owl will go, and you're gonna be pointing him.
Aleski, does Aleski still have? I can't remember what his little fella's name was. Jock or some shit like that.
Jock's
John.
gone. It's Boots now.
Okay.
It was Jean. And
It's
no,
boots on the
no, Mystic, Lady Mystic, allowed me to carry her familiar into the realm. So Boots has been with me since Sphinxport.
Boots would be a pretty good trust. Yeah.
But Boots is a cat. I'm not sure
Not a monkey?
how far and how fast.
He's
We
a
could gain
flying
any
cat, I
information
think,
that way.
if he wants to be.
Well, not anymore.
No, not anymore. He took away his wings.
Nope. There's a regular cat now. Yep.
No.
Clipped his
So
wings.
back to the owl.
How sad.
I can assume the form of something that would be less conspicuous in this area, and I could fly ahead.
But who's going to lead the actual people of the main body? Who's in the front? You know?
Oh,
I'll be in the
I'll
front.
be up front.
Okay.
You know me.
I have great eyes, so I
I'm a
can
tank.
keep an eye on the person leading us and help the party follow them.
If I have a
Just tell me
direction, I can
which-
lead the party.
Jude's our biggest meat shield. I mean, friend.
Okay.
Both.
Drew or Cascade, who wants to take the actual front, or you want to do side by side?
I will take the actual front.
Okay.
I will follow, but check every moment of his direction.
Fair enough.
Oh, I'm not
See,
leading the way we're going.
you wish
I'm
to-
up front. You need to tell me left, right.
So you're going to do
2
some type of
degrees to the
eagle
north.
and guide. So you're going to cast your spell?
Me?
No, Aleski. He's the shape changer wishing to
Okay.
go forward. As I'm
If that's something you want me to do, I can do that. I can assume the form of something that would be inconspicuous. Ben, you think an eagle would be normal in this area, or
Yep.
and I can certainly scout out the way. What am I looking for? I know we talked about caves earlier. Are we still thinking caves or something in this area?
That was your best guess. You didn't actually have a location. You just had a best guess he was up there. That was what the rumors, info, intel kind of led to. Nothing is confirmed. It's a 65% likeliness.
All right, so I will. Let me see. Polymorph, I think, is an hour. Um, yeah, I have an hour, so I'll fly out half an hour. Fly back kind of thing. Guide ahead. Warn of any kind of obstacles, or if there's a good path that's noticeable from the air. Try to pick out a route that's followable, as well as try to spot potential caves or some kind of entrance to an underground, ruins that might have a cellar or dungeon type of thing.
Okay. Give me a second here. Alright, I need you either do a survival check under your score or perception +4. Your choice.
Let's see here.
Actually, if you do the perception +4, you will have advantage on it.
Yeah, with the Eagle's keen sight, that would definitely make sense. So, awesome. With advantage, 19 plus 4 is 23.
Okay. You find a pretty accessible trail. As an eagle, it looks like it has some use. And it definitely leads to that cave system above that lake.
All right, so with my quick reconnoiter, I will come back to the party, and obviously different from the ground than the air, but explain that there's a passable trail I saw from the air that seems to lead in the right direction, and I did see the cave system up the mountainside.
All right. As you guys are you're gonna make a couple days travel out there. Is there anything anybody wishes to converse with anybody particularly in the 2-day travel amongst any certain members?
I will certainly chat with Veamont, and since he's from the courts, and basically just try to get an idea of his experiences here with the party. I will also, in any off time, if I'm not tasked with anything, I am not doing my own scouting or volunteering for watches, things like that, which I will do. I will be playing either the flute or the pan flute, and I will be doing various tunes and basically singing songs from the Fey courts. And there'll be songs about heroic stories, people the Fey courts have taken into their midst that lived up to their end of the bargain and done the things that was asked of them, and of course how they were rewarded and lauded for their service. And then of course at nights I will lull my companions to sleep with tales and songs and dirges of woe for those who failed to live up to their bargains and the curses that they visited upon themselves and all others.
Ouch, okay. Is your conversation with Veamont private or a little more public? Like, cancel over here.
a little more public. I'm unless Vaymont has things that he wishes to tell me secretly.
All right.
I mean, I don't tend to hold secrets.
As you two walk, then I will go ahead. The floor is yours to have a little chit chat with him.
So, how long have you been amongst the mortals?
Oh, not very long. Maybe a few weeks. Not very long at all. In fact, I don't really know this Alarion person very well at all, and I know that I don't particularly take favor to Jew or Alexi because they both are very closely tied to some kind of devil.
I've heard
Cascade
this.
is interesting.
I've heard of these devils. I've never come across them myself. I mean, mortals when they wander into the Fae will frequently call out all names of curses and assume that things they see are of the devils and things like that. I always thought they were little children's stories, wives' tales, and such. I I don't know. The Aleski's daughter seems to be very intriguing. She's a curious one. I enjoy curiosity.
I think she's one to watch out for.
Oh, I'm watching.
Yeah, but I think you're watching in the wrong way.
I am not one of the Fae that have multiple eyes. I just have the two. I mean, is there another way I should watch?
More with your mouth closed, I think.
Ooh. I see. Well, one can certainly watch with their mouth closed or open, but it is a lot harder to hear them when the mouth is closed.
Is it?
Oh, most certainly. I'm a quiet walker.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how it works in the Feylands myself either. I'm from the Shadowfell.
I've heard of this place. Dark, without light.
Yeah, I mean, there's light, but it's not like the light that you think of.
It's like a dark light.
Yeah, it's probably more akin to moonlight.
I have met those who follow and worship the moon. They can be very interesting in their faith, but I find that while one can read by the light of the moon, it is so much better to read by the light of the sun.
We can agree to disagree.
Certainly, and I mean no disparagement. I mean, your home is your home. You can certainly have love for your home. I mean, I have love for my home, and I would not expect anybody to love their home less. Mortals, sorry to say, they have a very bland existence. Dirt under their feet, animals they can't speak with, plants they can't commune with, water that does not even sparkle. You know, the colors in this mortal world are muted. I mean, here we are. We should see all sorts of blues, greens, purples, and yellows, but we see green, gray, brown, occasionally a yellow. I mean, the only real color around here that I see is really the fallen one. He dresses quite flashy. You'd think he was good enough to be one of us or stay one of us, but you know, while we laud his choices in fashion, and clearly not his choices as a whole.
I mean, there are more colors here than where I'm from, so I would love to see where you're from if the colors are even more vibrant.
Oh, well, of course you see me, and I am currently garbed for a mission. But in my private time, I am much more likely to be seen in the variant colors of the Fey realms.
So you have bright colored pajamas?
I don't wear pajamas.
nightwear, sleepwear, I guess you'd say.
I don't wear pajamas.
Oh, well then how are you so right in your personal time? Unless you're skin.
Commando! He goes commando.
I know
Well-
which side of the campfire I'm sleeping on, and it's not that one.
I mean,
If I
do
am not,
sleep in
if I am
clothing
not,
either.
if I am not on a mission, and I am about meeting with others, having conversations, sharing a meal, one would wear clothing, of course. But if I am going to sleep, nestled among the soft mosses and the grottos of the berry trees, I, of course, am going to commune with the mosses and the berry trees and whomever I might be with.
Okay.
That requires none of this clothing. That would seem to be in the way of the communing, if you know what I'm saying.
I do not commune with plants, but I understand. I also do not find a need for clothing when resting, because why?
Communing with plants here in the mortal world, that would be weird. They don't talk back.
You
That's a
mentioned
little
it,
wrong.
not me.
No, here in the mortal world, that would be weird because the plants don't talk back. That would be wrong. Where I'm from, some of the plants do talk back. And as long as we're having a pleasant conversation, what happens, happens.
They give him consent.
What
So-
happens in the grotto stays in the grotto.
While he's wearing his birthday suit.
That is very strange and interesting of where you come from. What are your takes on those that we are traveling with in your not so long time traveling with
There's
them?
only one here that I would take to a grotto. Oh, you mean in general? In that case, I will certainly tell you. I think the fallen one is just that. He's a fallen one. He's earned nothing but my disdain and dislike.
Oh, fallen one. Who's that?
Oh, that would be him, Aileron. And Kyrian points right at him.
Oh,
And his voice picked up as he said the fallen one. He's not particularly kind in his wording or pointing him out.
okay. What has he fallen from?
Grace.
Fell off a stool once.
He's fallen
Barstool.
from grace. He was the chosen of the Summer Queen. He was our court's voice, protector, ambassador. He was the embodiment of the Summer Queen's power in this mortal realm. He was supposed to exercise her will. And in a moment of sheer weakness or deceit, I'll leave that up to you, he forgot what she asked of him and what he promised her. For that, he has my enmity. But I am beholden to the queen and her wishes, and that is to serve Lady Zindred, and Lady Zindred has asked me to follow his words, so I will do so. Because that's what someone who follows the queen does. They supplant their own desires for that of their queen.
I'm still a little confused why a Fae court, as you call it, would send you to follow the orders of a drow that worships my queen. I'm still very curious why you're here at all.
I'm a little sketchy on all of the details, but what I can tell you is the one who was sworn to protect the fallen returned to us, and he took on the sins of the fallen. And even when he was given the chance to absolve all ills against the Fae by only killing the fallen one, by the way, the only price to be paid for that failure, he chose to take on additional burdens. saying that he would refuse to do that.
Would the burden not just be absolved if you, per se, killed the fallen one?
That was not what I was bid to do. The metal man took on the burden. He literally is amongst the Fae. In payment, he is serving the punishment for the fallen one. The one destined to protect the summer court could not do so. So his protector has taken that burden for him. But that payment is not small. He has given much. Given much. But at any rate, he asked that someone be sent in his place. And so I was tasked.
So we received, in replacement of our metal man, we received a flamboyant Fey elf.
This flamboyant, I like the sound of that.
It does suit you.
Excellent.
So the only one that you would take to the grotto, I imagine, would be the one that you should not. Yes?
If I said I would be willing to take someone to a grotto, then I most certainly should.
It's me. I'm the forbidden fruit.
Desire smiles at that.
You are a stranger.
Kyrian looks at her and gives her a wink.
Smiles back.
I'm gonna
And then he glances a worried look over at Lexi. Look, he's Faye. He's not stupid.
Pointedly not paying attention to the conversation.
Very interesting one you are, Kyrian. But it's nice to have another elf along with us.
Well, camaraderie is a wonderful thing.
I don't know about these humans.
Humans are wonderful. They're wonderful creatures. One day they do one thing, the next day they do the other. They're so full of not being able to decide what they want to do. And the few that can, at least generally, you can count on them to keep doing that. It's actually pretty neat.
I mean, yeah, but what about, like, the blue human? Like, she's kind of, weird at times.
Well, I don't know her very well. She was told to take command. She took command.
That's true.
Like I said, if you find beings that are willing to do what they're expected to do, that can be very good. I think you can count on humans generally to do that. It's the ones that you can't count on to do that you have to watch and figure out. They're very intriguing. I've studied many humans, followed them, watched them.
Vaymont.
Oh,
But
yes, Cascade?
are you colorblind?
No.
I'm not blue.
Oh,
I'm green.
I get sad sometimes, but I wouldn't say I'm blue either.
Jew had a blue period, but he's
I
not.
thought you were a
Ma-
teal-ish color.
Maybe teal. Yeah, maybe teal. Aquamarine. That's the word I like.
Is that not
blue. That's blue. You lost it.
It's green.
It's blue Baba Diba.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
and Vay,
Okay.
Vay, I'm not human.
Oh, what are you then?
Well, my mama was human,
Okay, so you're human.
but my daddy wasn't.
He's why you're blue, green.
Yeah, yeah. And why my hair's always wet. I mean, it's great when it's hot. It keeps me cool. But if it's cold, that's a shit.
So you shit in your hair?
No, no. You take things way too literally.
I'm just using the words you mortals are using.
Ugh.
Trying to understand. So,
Miss Desire, what was it like growing? She's gonna walk away from y'all.
Okay.
hate to see you go.
You wish to converse with Desire?
Yeah, she would. But if they're done, I'm not gonna let them finish.
I think
We're gonna
that's the
babble.
last thing I'm gonna say to carry on is, so we did establish that she is a blue human. Yeah?
I believe we established she's a teal human who shits in her hair.
Marine.
Yes. Okay. And yeah, we'll just keep babbling on.
Okay, I can breathe again.
We continue to babble about nonsensical things. We'll talk about like Shatterkai food versus Fey foods and things like that.
Well, you made your escape to Desire. She smiles as you come over.
So she'll link her arm around her. Miss Desire, so what was it like growing up with your mama?
Oh, I didn't grow up with my mama.
You didn't?
Do you think that elf guy over there likes me a lot?
I don't know if his head's on right.
That doesn't matter. It's his body is all I care about.
I mean, I'm not certain, but I'm sure it's in full working order if that's what you're interested in. But I don't know if his brain is in full working order.
They're not usually in full working order.
You know, you're not wrong.
As they say, mortals can be different, but I have my mortality.
Oh, you mean mortals? I was just talking about men.
I was too. Mortal man.
So, you didn't grow up with your mama.
No, I was in service. Very young.
So, do you know who your mama is?
They didn't keep. It's not.
They didn't.
It's not something you talked about. I was in service. In hell. To the legions. To Zariel.
I mean, I was just gonna say that I didn't know who my daddy was either, but I mean.
Well, at least I know who my daddy is. That's the whole reason I'm here. It's so wonderful. So it's just reverse, I guess.
You know, honey, I'm trying to find some common ground here. I'm trying to make conversation, and I'm trying to escape those two. You're not helping. You're not giving me anything here.
Oh, I fought a lot. I'm really good killing things, drinking a lot. A lot of military hard stuff. That's why I'm so happy to be out. I mean, hell is hell. So that's hard to relate to.
Did they let you out, or did you escape?
I'm here to serve Aleski, and well, that's going to lead to a Zariel. So that's the whole point of it all.
So you're here to So you're here to help your father?
Yes. To help Zariel.
To help Azariel or against Azariel?
Well, that's what he's here for. No, help. He's serving Zariel.
Oh, okay. Just to do anything your daddy wants.
It doesn't work like that in devilish.
I mean to help him, not whatever.
Yes. To kill in the name of him. She really beamed on that one.
Yeah, I went there too, Lee.
I had to. I mean, it was right there.
I was setting it up.
If we're not bumping that in the next fight, we got problems.
So, I'm here because I needed their help. You're here because you want to help, or because you also need their help?
Well, I want to help because he's my father, and I was groomed to help him.
But so at one point you said he had wives.
No, he did not have wives. He
Oh,
had lovers.
oh, oh, oh. So are there more like you, or
Not yet.
what do you mean yet?
Not yet. How do you think I came here? Thanks to you. Pumpkins.
Me?
Yeah. You and Jew and that little Vaemon guy. He's not so bad. He's kind of youngish looking, but, you know, I imagine he has some potential. But Jew is definitely, he's coming along really nice. But, yeah, you all help my daddy. And me. To help my daddy. So we're all helping my daddy.
Yay, daddies.
Yeah, hey daddies.
Right. Well,
Do you like being captain?
I'm not sure yet.
All those men
I
to
mean,
boss around, you pretty much probably like that a lot.
it's there. I have to say it. I can say is I've never had that many men under me, but I'm.
Ooh la la.
Sorry, Dragon Age reference. I mean, it's gonna take some getting used to. I've never captained. I've been on a ship. I've worked my whole life. I've been on a ship, but so I know how everything works. I've just never been in charge.
Cool. So, do you like to impress my father?
I mean, what do you mean impressed? I mean, he's my
You
friend.
know what I mean.
He's my friend.
So, I told you, my father's not hitched.
I mean,
He has lovers. It's good to be one of them.
I've only known Mr. Alexi for what, 3 weeks now?
Oh, come on now, Cascade. He knew my mother for a whole 10 seconds.
Well, who does that reflect
Whoa.
on?
Ouch.
I mean,
Howard.
only 10 seconds.
I don't know. It wasn't. They didn't give me all the details. She was one of a few others. He was at a party.
A few at a party. Wow.
Mispronounced orgy.
I mean,
I can
didn't-
bring you to one of the parties if you're really that interested.
Oh no,
It would probably help
I'm
you
okay.
out. It would help loosen you up, girl.
I think I'm okay right now. I think I'm good for right now.
We'll see.
I'll let you know.
We could become the bestest of friends. I want us to be the bestest of friends.
I can be your friend, but I don't know about partying yet.
Well, we're gonna be the bestest
I'll let
of
you
friends.
know.
Bestest of friends. Cascade, do everything together.
Where you've been going? Define everything.
Everything.
Cascade's about to steal your woman, Kyria.
Like partners of friendship, right?
I can
Everything
do, yes.
together. Will you do everything together with me?
I can do friends. I can definitely do friends.
You do friends.
I would definitely do friends.
Okay. Bestest of friends.
We can get there.
Come on, please.
I just.
So back to Oleski.
Definitely do friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
See-
I
Yeah,
think that
that's
we'll
that.
leave it there. Is there anybody else who wishes to conduct a conversation? This has been revealing a lot of interesting background.
Nobody wants to follow that.
Kyria, when you do friends, is that called swinging? I think it is.
Poor Jen.
Human language.
I'm pretty sure we just call it visiting the grotto.
Over that 2 days, I would at times walk with Desire and I'd be interested in hearing about her growing up.
Okay.
So that doesn't have to be a huge big conversation, but that's something, just passing conversation as they're walking, interested in his child's, what he missed basically.
Give me a persuasion roll at advantage.
Ooh, look at that. A bunch of ones all next to each other, but 15 with the 11.
Okay. You will know that she did grow up in the first level of the Nine Hells. And that is, she served in the army of Avernus, even though under Zariel's contingent. Her direct boss, she will tell you, is Lord Kanan Nagarum, the Glory Seeker. He is a pit fiend. He actually
Sorry,
has
have a name again?
Lord Canem, Canem, Nigrum, Nigrum. He is a pit fiend. And his armies are being groomed for apparent war on Spero.
Does she at any point kind of indicate whether that it's like an invasion type war or like being prepared in case something happens and they need to like help us?
Persuasion. Roll another persuasion at disadvantage.
Here come my dice. Actually, 14.
All right. It is definitely something to do with Spero. She's not sure if it was her. She doesn't know any particular mission because she is among a number of devils that are distinctly tied to training and serving in a lot of your plot, as she says it.
Okay. Yes, I'm just trying to get to know my child, get an idea of what her upbringing was. I would sprinkle in the question here or there if she knows what the sigils on my arms are doing. I understand the basics, but I would express my concern that they're changing me.
Persuasion again, straight up.
13.
She goes, well, one of them's led to me, right?
Right, I understand that, but I'm also concerned of other things they may be doing is kind of the worry that he would put out there, that they're changing me.
Goes up your arm and goes, that's hunger. And then she goes on the other two and goes, and those the twins, passion and urge. I'll get them ready, Daddy. I promise you.
I would say thank you to her.
Of course.
Because supporting my kid in that regard.
She's so happy. You don't even need insight. She's just beaming.
sprinkle in a good shoulder hug here and there. But that's kind of the crux of the 2 days travel. Just passing by, talking to her about her past.
Okay.
Almost afraid to ask about the pasts of the other children.
They're not ready yet, Daddy.
Okay, I would ask, how does empowering the Siggles make them ready?
She she basically turns over her arm and kind of takes off some of that armor coating that she's basically wearing her thing. You also notice her armor is definitely magical. It is adamantium plate of the dwarves, so it has some glyphs of abyssal, but it is definitely looks like it was made in some type of Dwegar smithy. She reveals that she kind of shows the identical marks on your arm that you now see the same sigils going in there. And as they're more covariant, you can see that it is her mortal name. And she goes, "You infused us. We're now powered to the prophecy that the events that are taking place, Daddy. This is what it's all about. We're here to be part of that legacy that is coming with the war. That is what Lord Kenem told us. That is why I trained well. That is why I have these tools." She shows the magnificent sword at her hip, an enchanted girdle around her waist.
Girdle,
So
not a
it's-
chastity belt.
Not a chastity belt. Something very
She would
different.
never wear one of those.
You got that right.
So the empowerment of the Siggles didn't give you life, but it helped you be able to come to the mortal plane.
It did give us an accelerated ability, and she kind of like puts her hands up and then kind of shows her more very seductive woman figure. That's why brother and sister are babies still. I've got to help them grow for you. And then Lord Kenem will train them under the path. And then we'll be ready for the war.
Okay.
So just a question though, because it seemed like this was a big butting heads with all you guys. Who's gonna take that beholder stone? Do you want me to take it, Daddy?
No, I don't want you to take it. No,
Are you gonna take it?
I don't believe so.
But you will.
I don't
You
think
could.
we've really discussed it.
So should I take it for you? Should I bring it to you?
No, you should not bring it to me because that would put you in conflict with Kairon.
Oh, I'll get him up. I'll take care of him if that's what we're worried about.
I'm not worried about it. But as a Fae, he has taken a vow for Zindred. So he has to follow her directive and only hers. So there's nothing that we can say that will change what his actions will do. His direction was to get the stone and return it to Zindred.
Oh.
So if we don't allow that to happen, then a conflict will happen.
He's the only one we have to worry about?
Insofar as a Fae following any orders or directives, he must obey in the Feyway to the letter of his directive.
Sure. I get orders.
If we thwart that, then he'll have to do what he needs to do to accomplish his directive.
Right. Okay, Daddy.
So he has to bring the stone to Zindrid. And then we can figure out what we're doing.
Okay. Does anybody else want to have a conversation now?
The only other conversation I think that Cass would have is with Aileron and. So I understand we're gonna go. We're looking for Beholder.
Yep.
When do we expect to be meeting up with this Beholder?
As long as it takes to find him. We don't know exactly where he is. Do you have a time frame that you got someplace to be?
No, it's not that. I have.
Do your plans to get us where we need to go
Let's-
after him?
No.
Okay.
Let's just say, if we know, like we get up in the morning, we know for a fact that we're gonna see him that day. I have a spell that I can have available that can help us, but I don't want to waste it if we're not gonna see him.
Laren, can you give me an Arcana check?
I do believe that
please?
he's in the cave. Oh.
He'll see us before we see him because they
Yeah.
got that big eyeball.
Because he's got so many. He's got more than one. He's got all kinds of little ones too. All right, which one? Arcana.
Arcana, please.
Alexi and Beholder
Ooh,
have a lot in common.
Holy
nat
shit.
They have a
20.
lot of little ones.
So
Nat
31.
Okay, well, this makes it even super easy, I suppose. Somehow you studied this in your time in the Fey Court. Funny enough, there is a huge problem with magic and this Beholder, Vanro. The huge eye is a huge anti-magic cone. It is going to shut magic down. You will. Any other questions you wish to ask as a natural 20. If you're unfamiliar with Beholder, I can also tell you that.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about beholders.
They have several eye stalks.
rays.
They have, those rays are going to be of different abilities. One of the most dangerous is the disintegration, but there is petrified. There is some frightened ones and whatever. So, some pretty nasty stuff. And for you guys, out of game context, you'll know it's got power.
Do I know any weaknesses that they have?
It's gonna take physical might, but you'll know you'll have aerial situations to deal with. It can float or levitate up in the air. The anti-magic is a problem. It is also going to activate in between rounds for you guys, so a lot of legendary actions with the natural 20. So it is a very, very formidable foe. But if you can get close and do the damage, you should do well. If you can get behind it and cast your spells, you'll be able to do that well enough. But it is looking at you directly, he's going to shut you down. And you would be extremely vulnerable. Your cascade would be limited.
So only if he's looking at me directly?
Yes, in that cone.
You say he has to be looking at me directly? Okay.
Yeah. He has a huge cone.
Right,
So
it's
if
just
he's
like a
looking
straight
down,
ahead.
you're in that cone,
Yeah.
you're out. You basically won't do much of shit.
Yeah.
But it'll affect spells that are in place, polymorph, anything like that. So you're sitting on things like that, they're going to be all out. So this is mostly a very physical fight, but you got to get to it.
I have a spell. Let me rephrase. I can make a breakfast. I can make a meal that we can all have that'll help a lot.
Special brownies. You can make
How-
special
Who knew
brownies.
Cascade was such a good cook?
So we'd have to locate Vanro and then plan our attack. Potentially
Yes.
figure out what cave he's in. if he's
Yes.
in a cave. Well, between my owl flying and scouting might spot a cave, and then Alexi might go out again. Maybe I don't know what his plan was. Seems like he came back.
Sounds like you know a lot about this thing that we're hunting, Alaron. What type of environments do they prefer? Do they prefer a cave environment?
Yes,
Like a
layers.
lair.
Yep.
Yeah, they each would have their lair where they're more powerful in that lair, correct?
Yes, you actually know that they are basically magical abominations. Experiment gone wrong is their history.
Right, and I'd let them know everything I heard, and that if he's looking at me, I'm not going to be able to contribute any magic. He's going to shut me down. We need a lot of Jew in this one, really getting in there and hammering it home. But he does have the ability to levitate, so reach might become an issue.
Oh, that's okay. I have the ability to levitate too. I'm sure we'll kill it.
So it sounds like I might have some problems as well. I mean, sounds like it's only if the big guy gets on us. So
Yeah.
And so the feast that I can make, I don't have to concentrate on that. So it's not like if I lose my abilities, everybody will. That's why I think this is an important thing for me to be able to do beforehand. But
One other issue as well is that we kind of need him to monologue to find out where the other guy is. If we just go out and up there and Jew punches him right in the mouth and he can't talk, then we're gonna have that issue of where the hell is the other guy.
It's good that you said that now, and not when we get to that point.
So,
Yeah.
am I to understand that the goal would be to take out this eye that can disrupt magic first?
Without killing it, I imagine.
I will also because Alarin rolled a natural 20. That eye cone is an anti-magic cone. It becomes divorced of magical energy that suffuses the multiverse. Within the sphere, spells can't be cast, summoned creatures disappear, and even magic items become mundane. So, as
Okay,
long as
so
you're
if
in
you're
the
in
cone,
that cone and you have a magic weapon or juice cloak, none of that stuff is gonna work.
yes,
It's just gonna be a regular cloak, a regular sword or axe.
Someone needs to freaking pew 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 that eyeball from a distance.
That would be me, and I can do so.
Good. Because our
Pew pew.
really
And-
gonna miss HQ.
And my bow, while it is magical and does fire magical ammunition, also fires mundane ammunition. Therefore, my shots, when firing at that eye, will become regular arrows. Once that is defeated, I can target the other eyes.
okay.
Doesn't sound like anything that we haven't, or at least I haven't, encountered before. I think it'll be fine.
Oh, I've never encountered anything like it, but I look at an eye as,
Only in the
especially
book.
as you're describing it, as simply a target with
Exactly.
with a blinker. I can shoot within the blinker.
I would hope so. Why else would you have a bow?
Exactly.
Okay.
And as long as it's not looking at me, I can also talk to it.
Assuming that there's no other conversations, your owl will locate the cave. You guys will have gotten there. I will need it is getting a lot colder though. Everyone will need to roll one survival check, please. The DC is 10.
Oh man, I just used my good roll.
Ugh.
Just let me know if you
Oh.
failed.
7.
19.
Jesus, Cascade, are you serious?
I'm serious.
She was talking about the wet hair when it's cold.
You're
right.
right.
She set it up.
You did set it up. You set the dice up.
You
Real
willed
cool.
that into being.
You did.
That die is going home.
Okay, Stu.
I'm a 21 for that check, by the way.
Okay. No,
So-
no.
I got
You
no
don't
I
know
didn't
how-
realize that this environment was something that was going to cause us an issue. If I had, I probably would have changed my Whispers of the Dead proficiency.
Okay. 2.
Of course, I got a natural
To
20. I'm good.
survival.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, you have a couple days.
Yeah.
This is like the second day. So the first day, if you could have known that you're gonna have to deal with the conditions, so you can switch it to what you need to. So all right. So Cascade's the only one. Cascade, you will have to add a level of exhaustion to yourself.
No, I failed as well.
You still fail. All right.
Well,
Each of you.
no, I didn't. So, am I able to change my Whisper prior or after?
Yes. Prior.
Okay. So, if I change my Whisper prior, I do not fail.
That's fine. All right. So Cascade, you have the 1 level of exhaustion. You are at the cave. And how would you wish to proceed at the cave entrance?
I am waiting for orders because apparently my plan to run in and jab it in the eyeball is not what we want to do. We wanted, he said we want to make this thing talk.
Yeah.
Weren't we gonna wait? Did we get Cascade's breakfast thing? Weren't we doing all that?
Well, do we need to find out if this is the cave or
Yeah, this is
Probably
the
a
mouth of
good
a
idea.
cave. You don't know how deep it is, or if it's going in there, so it's up to you.
I can go take a peek.
He might be able to see through like invisibility or anything. I don't know.
I was
Pretty
thinking
powerful
something
eyes.
I was thinking something little bit more subtle. I can be a bat and fly into the cave for a bit and look around.
Realistically, the
more
problem
natural.
is whether you go in as a bat, or you go in invisible, or you go in as yourself. If it's
If you're in
even
that
looking in your
cone.
direction, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
This is true.
might as well just go take a look.
Or how confident was the owl that out of all the caves that it's seen that it was did it see something
Well,
that
this is-
tipped
this
it
is a-
off or
This is a pretty huge cave network. You didn't see anything else nearby.
Okay.
This was what was in your intel. Like I said, this is rumor.
So
Give me
I
a
mean,
history
we
check.
just don't know how far we have to go in here.
Well, Jake, give me a history check with advantage because you rolled a natural 20 on this dude, and because you now have lair insight on what he might be like. Jesus.
Another 20.
Jesus,
31.
fucking Lord. All right,
One was a
you're-
6.
You're
But the
tuned.
other one
You're
was-
tuned in this. You're like, I'm ready to fight. Okay, so you believe he's deep. Like beholders typically lair deep. You're gonna have to go through the tunnel and search around,
Like a
and try to get in there. And just hope you just don't encounter anything else. But you remember somewhere in a conversation with somebody, whatever, trying to figure out what was going on. He's in the hidey hole of all the holders of the stone, and being a beholder, he's really concealed himself where he is at. So this is probably not
What do I know
your
about
first day.
about their layers? Like if we as soon as we walk into this
He's
tunnel,
probably
he's
in a
gonna
ruin.
kind of know we're around.
Yeah, he's probably in a ruin of some sort. Like not just a like a whole part. He's like it's part
Not
probably
just a
part
cave, but something
construction.
used to be there.
Yeah, something of some type of situation. You're not sure exactly what. I mean, it's not going to be a human civilization, but it is some sort of area that he's probably holding down. Beholders are intelligent, so he's not down there as a an umber hulk just eating scraps and shit. He's down there hiding on purpose. Like he knows people like you are hunting him, and he's trying to do other things. So it's not going to be an easy trip down there. It's probably a long trip down there. So the rations that you have on you are key important, but it's also going to be your visibility, and then whatever you basically track to find clues that lead where it's going on. You do know other people have been seeing him, so there are definitely clues if you're an underground tracker to probably find the trail going down into that, and that's probably what you're looking for, not so much, pre-scouting. And layers such as this down deep and like that, the underdarks of most places are not, especially since Zindrid, are hostile. Going alone is not the brightest thing to do for any party. At least go pairs, or the whole party just goes, because cave-ins can happen because of Umber Hulks or Hulkars.
I think we're all
Yeah.
we're all going to go together. We weren't going to try to.
Well, some people were talking about turning into creatures and going forward. I'm saying that's something in your repertoire now, knowing that like that type of scouting is great for the surface. It is not great for the Underdark.
Not a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to all go together. He might be back there far enough that eating the meal that you could prepare to help us, it might be too soon if we ate it right now. I really don't know.
Can you make this meal daily?
No, I can only make it once because I only have the components to make it once.
Oh. Well then,
I will say
perhaps someone should do some kind of augury.
Well, I'm going to say something with Alarian's rolls, because he's not 2 natural 20s. You pretty much don't even want to bother with this thing, because once the Beholder sees any one of your individuals, your effects are gone. He will blank any. You can't enchant yourselves,
Pre-game, yeah.
because he's just, once he sees you, all those enchantments are gone. They're all off.
But that's from the big
Are
eye,
they-
right? It's not from the stock eyes.
That's
Are they
the big
completely
eye.
gone, or are they only gone while you're in its vision?
Well, it turns
While
it
you're
off.
in that
Once
cone,
it's off,
and
you
then
have
they're
to,
back
you
when
have
they
to
got it, huh?
you have to recast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
once the
so
cast is off,
it'll cancel a temporary thing, but it will blank out a permanent thing. Is that
And-
correct, Ben?
I'm not sure. Basically, if it's temporary, it's gone, because you'd have to.
So
recast
like a
it.
magic item,
If it's
yeah.
permanent, yeah.
Like a magic item, it just
Shuts it
blankets
down
it
for-
over, and it'll be magic again when you're out of it.
Yeah. So
But a
basically,
spell, it
you
would
mentioned
just turn it
Jew's
off and you'd
displacement
have to
cloak.
redo it.
He will not get the benefit of the displacement cloak
Yeah.
if the Beholder is looking directly at him. It is turned off for the moment. As soon as he gets out of the main eye, the cloak will automatically turn itself back on. But anyone under effect, to say like Bull Strength or this Hero's Feast that she's talking about, that enchantment's gone. Like once it's on, he knocks it out. It is now off. If you were to be using levitation things, or trying to fly, or you're going to try to use Misty Step, if he's looking at you, your abilities don't work. It is any magical effect that's going on.
Similarly, if I give someone Bardic Inspiration, as soon as he looks at them, that inspiration is gone.
No. Bardic Inspiration is a sort of a different ability effect that is not the
Okay.
same. There, like I said, also like if you were to use Battle Master maneuvers, things like that, these are out of sequence techniques, or so to speak, like that. These are I'm talking about enchantments that are placed on a body.
Okay. So,
So-
I will have the ability to do my Bardic Inspiration. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Rico?
Do we know enough that is it the beholder actually seeing the person, or is it an effect of
It is
what
an
he's
effect.
feeling?
It is a cone from
Okay.
his
So
his
even
eye.
if it were darkness or whatever, it's still, that cone is still there regardless. if
natural
it's a-
20, it's 150 feet from his eye in a cone.
Okay.
So here's the thing about Hero's Feast, and here's the reason I'm kind of pushing it is, if he doesn't see you, eating a Hero's Feast gains you cured all diseases, cured poison, becomes immune to poison, immune to being frightened, makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. And I also give you an increase in temporary hit points for 24 hours.
Realistically, though, anybody he's going to cast a spell at, he's going to look at. So,
But I'm going to do that beforehand, and it does not take concentration. So if I'm concentrating on another spell, it doesn't matter.
But I'm
If
also
one
saying,
So long
person
as
gets
you're not
to
seen.
take advantage of it, it
the
might
only thing
do
is,
the
I'm just
trick.
saying your resource. You're very concerned about the resource of it. It could knock out most of it right off the bat. Jake, you guys can all listen to this, because Jake again rolled a natural 20. You know that the rays are Charm Ray, Paralyzing Ray, Fear Ray, Slowing Ray, Innervation Ray, Telekinetic Ray, Sleep Ray, Petrification Ray, the Nasty Disintegration Ray, and the very lethal Death Ray.
Ugh.
So he has 10 of them that he's going to be locking out. And again, he has that anti-magic cone at 150 feet from that center eye.
So immune from the frightened and advantage on your wisdom.
That depends if he's not directly looking at you when that ray hits you.
Correct.
His rays work, yours don't.
Granted.
All right, who's ready to sneak in? Because I'm ready to sneak in.
Well, so before we do that, Cass wants to cast I want to cast Speak with Plants, and I want to ask the trees. The bigger the tree, the better. The oldest trees in the area. I want to ask what has been the traffic in the area, to find out if this is the actual cave we're looking for.
You're asking what? What are you asking? What?
I'm asking the trees. I'm going to cast Speak with Plants.
Yep.
My third level spell.
Mm-hmm.
To find out if this is the cave we're looking for. I want to know if they've seen a beholder. Like again, I'm asking the bigger trees if this is the cave. Beholder has been seen here. If there's been a lot of foot traffic through here for humans or supplies or his minions or whatever.
The tree will not know of any beholder. He has never heard of it, nor heard, or perhaps listened. There has been traffic into and out of the cave by walking things. He does not know what they are.
And I will report that back.
Did you commune with the tree just now?
Yeah, I did. I love the tree. I
man.
love plants. They talk to me all the time.
That means Kyrian's going to take that one to the grove.
That's wonderful. Can you ask it if it has seen a beast that floats with a large?
What do you think
flower
she
in
asked
the
it,
center?
Kyrian?
I mean, I can ask it again, but how many different ways can I ask if the sky is blue?
I don't think
I'll
she
ask the
can
tree
see very
again.
well.
Well,
I think that's why
before-
Kyrian's asking
I
again.
think the question I was trying to get to is, can you ask it by describing it versus calling it by name? The name of things often doesn't make sense to the plants and the animals, but if you describe what it looks like, perhaps it can be of more assistance.
Sure, and I'll ask again and describe the big eyeball and floating and stalks and.
It will tell you, yes, a floating thing did go in months ago.
And I'll report back.
Good call, Kyrian.
Never came out, correct?
Never came out.
Dug him
Excellent.
like a tick. All right, time to sneak in.
A floating white thing went down there too.
Floating white thing.
Floating white thing.
Did this white thing have sharp thorns? I'm asking the tree myself. I don't speak plant. I actually do speak. What do I speak? I speak Sylvan, so I don't know if the plant might know that or not. But I will say it in Sylvan. I will also say it in Common, hoping that Cascade will translate.
Are you translating Cascade?
I'll look at the tree and say, I'll look at that tree and say, mortals, right? He wants to know. Floating white thing.
Hard flesh and very pointy things.
And I'll report.
With a tail.
With a tail. What is that, Kyrian? Do you know?
Hard, pointy things. That would be teeth and a tail, so some kind of beast of some kind.
White dragon.
Did it walk on 2 trunks or 4? And then he actually makes the impression, like the visual of a 4-legged creature walking. and he will he will take from his pouch some form.
Make it quick. I only have this for a short time. Come on.
He takes
Snap,
out
snap.
He takes out some sugar, and he tussles the ground by the roots of the tree and pours the sugar in, and folds it over and adds a little bit of wine, and then he reaches to its leaves, gently bringing them down, and he breathes deeply into the leaves, breathing exhaling as much as he can to show that he's sharing his life with the tree.
Okay. You're repeating. What did you repeat back to the tree?
I will say. What did you?
He's walking off. 4
Sorry,
trunks.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, she's kind of staring and go. I think he's asking about something on 4 legs. And
The tree does remember it had 4 legs and other appendages off its back.
And I apologize
Oh.
for what he's doing to your leaves. Wow. I did not.
Trying
He
to get
did
it
not
done.
ask for your permission to do that. I'm sorry.
Roofing the
It
tree.
has 4 legs and bark,
And-
but it's not a dog.
Other appendages off its back. I didn't miss that part.
All right, your spell ends.
Wings, perhaps.
Who's leading into the cave?
Okay,
I
wait,
will. I'm sneaking in.
who can see in the dark and who cannot see in the dark?
I can see in the
Desire-
dark.
Establish that.
I got goggles.
Desire.
I
to
can see in the dark.
I cannot unless
I
I
can
have
cast-
form.
Yeah, I can cast dark vision. That's the only way I can see.
I
Other
got
than
goggles
having
on.
a torch.
I can see.
Aleski, can you see? Oh yeah, you can see.
Yes.
Now that he's a devil, I mean.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, Cascade and Alarion, you're the only two. What are you going to do for light? Or how are you going to traverse?
Fireball.
Just grab somebody's hand. 'cause
I light the
Just
tunnel on fire constantly.
Continually casting fireball.
Short rest, guys. I gotta get a spell back.
I will.
It's a strobe effect.
Alarion, the living flamethrower.
Mini fireballs.
I will wild shape into a poisonous snake. And
You
Kinda
want
look-
to warn someone before you do that, because I will stab the shit out of you.
Well, you see her transform.
actually, no, I take that back. I totally take that back. I take all of that back. I will
Transform into
look
Mr.
at you.
Fluffykins.
I'm going to look at you and I'm going to smile. Yep. And I'm going to turn into a giant wolf spider.
And right on your shoulder.
And then I'm going to go into the cave and immediately go upside down on the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait out here.
I
guys
hate
all go
spiders
in.
too. I hate them with a passion. 10-foot dark vision. And, I'm sorry, blind sight, 10-foot, dark vision, 60 feet.
Okay.
That's good.
Alarion, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll just cast dark vision on myself, because if I walked in with the light source, it would kind of ruin it for everybody else.
Okay. Who is leading the party?
I am.
Baymont.
Baymont with myself. How far back do you want me, Baymont? So I don't disrupt your stealthiness.
About
'Cause
30
I am
feet.
not stealthy.
Yeah, because it's just going to be Jew jing-jangling his way through there. Looking like he's trying to tiptoe, but not
30
really.
feet's good because I can see up to 60 feet, so I can keep you in. Try to keep you in sight.
As we're about to go into the cave, I will look to the fallen one, and I will ask this question of him. Based on your extensive knowledge of these creatures, if this eye that takes away magic looks at something it has previously petrified, will that cause the petrification to end?
No.
No, not if he did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm hoping
that's
it's
just-
you.
That's disturbing. I had thought it might be useful to stand behind someone who is petrified so it looks with the main eye at that individual and then it would free our friend. But if that does not work, that would be
No.
problematic.
No, he doesn't undo his own things.
All right, Baymont, give me a survival check to lead the party.
Alright, I'm also stealthing, because
Okay.
I don't plan to be seen before I'm seen.
Survival first, then stealth.
20.
20. Cool. And then your stealth will be at disadvantage because you're allowing Ju to track you.
Actually, no. Technically, it's 17, actually.
17
And then my
for-
stealth would be at disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Only because you're allowing yourself to be seen every once in a while, but to Ju.
Okay, disadvantage stealth, 20.
Yep. 20. Awesome.
I want to keep pace with him on the roof,
Okay.
stealthily.
Stealth out of you then. And you can do it straight up if you want people to see you, disadvantage. If you don't want,
I
you
want to
don't
be
care.
completely. I don't care if they see me or not.
Okay.
They know I'm a spider. They know not to hit a giant spider. I hope.
I mean, unless there's other spiders.
It's true.
Well, that was shitty.
Spiders are one of the many minis that come with many sets of dungeon crawl.
13.
Okay. There's little, as a giant one, there's just a bit of clatter on top of the roofs, the ceiling.
I'm tittering my fangs.
All right, Vaymont, you traverse pretty well, and we'll push it almost 2 days as you have pushed a lot of this stuff. You definitely see tracks going by. You're not able to discern many of what they are. Some seem to even be like shamblings of undead. There's one passage that you seem to kind of go through that doesn't seem where you want to go. It's definitely heading to the western parts of things. But as you continue to go down, you are definitely understanding that this seems to have been a network cave, hollowed out for purposes of movement for many underground Desians.
Can I hear any sounds from ahead?
No, this seems you're feeling that these movements happen once every 2 weeks. This is definitely an entrance exit cave part. I mean, it is usage, but being a Shadowkai, you're not really obviously sure. But Ju will actually be able, since he's closest to you enough, when you come back, kind of report. The two of you can understand like this is northern movement is not common. So
Hey, Grady.
tribes move.
What are you
and stuff.
doing? Hey, come here for a minute.
Jake might want to mute. So you can you just know that when someone kind of moves through, it's like a once in a month, sometimes past or stuff like that. So you're assuming with the cold weather, the cold underground, whatever's doing it is doing it at one big purpose instead of like as a constant aspect from that. Okay.
Alright.
On the second day,
So-
I will need another survival check out of you.
Okay.
Cascade, your exhaustion has been removed because it has gotten warmer.
25 for survival this time.
All right, you pretty much start to see a little bit more activity that's a little bit more active. So you're thinking probably within a week and a half ago, much smaller movement, much smaller footprints. Reptilian in nature, but small, like even smaller than elven feet.
Like, interesting. Okay. When I report this back to Buddy, maybe one of them has an inkling of what has feet smaller than elves that seems reptilian in nature.
Hey, Jake, you're not muted.
Lizards?
I mean, like, could be a really big lizard.
No, not just one lizard. You're like
Lizard
these are in the
people?
dozens and dozens.
Dozens.
Like you're seeing small. Like this is definitely like a war party or a mass amount of people
Hobbits.
or something.
It's a clan of hobbits.
I mean,
Kobolds?
I said lizard like.
yeah, like I know what it is.
Kobolds?
Out of character. Does Kyrian know
Goblins?
what they are? What kobolds are?
You would
I-
know kobolds. Jew might know kobolds. Oleski might know kobolds.
I might know kobolds.
Give me a history check, Vaymont, since they brought up the name. I mean, it's not an unknown name.
All
It's
right.
just something you just haven't seen personally.
16.
Yeah, okay. If you've read enough descriptions of little things, the feet look like similar aspect. Could very well be kobolds that are in this area. Which seems, in most aspects, non-threatening to the power level of your party.
So, there seems like the possible traffickers of supplies and such to, I would imagine, 2 and 4, the Beholder, could be taking place from kobolds, some type of warband, or maybe they're just denizens of this area. But I will continue to track.
Okay. You push on another couple days. On the second day, midway, about
Long trek.
mid-half part of it, the cave network has gotten increasingly smaller. Doesn't affect you as much, but Jew, it is becoming a little tight.
I'm not that tall.
But you're pretty wide, is what I'm more or less about. It's not so much the full height. You're one of
Do you
the
call
thickest
me
people in
fat?
the group.
You're thick.
DM just called me fat.
You
No,
thick,
don't call it
brother.
that. You're wearing full plate mail and a very strong dude.
I'm not liking the maneuverability in this area.
I can scout ahead, see if there's anything that opens up.
That would be good.
All right, investigation check, please, Vaymont.
Investigation. That's a 22.
Nice. There is a trap ahead of you. A plate trigger.
Can I disarm it?
Yes. You may use sleight of hand. And because
40.
you've seen it, you don't need advantage. So, again, with the kobold history that you've been being told to, and you kind of sort of remember, this is crude shit. I mean, you're like, you've seen sophistication better with Shadakar children than this stuff. So it is disarmed. You will be able to make easy passages forward. As you go, you're starting to see definitely a little bit more activity, and but it is now getting increasingly tighter again. So this time, Oleski and Alarian are feeling a little bit more tight. Jew, now it is getting, your shoulders are starting to rub against the walls.
Jew, you're gonna have to turn sideways. I know it's not gonna be comfortable if we do get into some type of combat situation, but I'm continuing to look for some kind of opening to the cavern.
You're convinced now that this is on purpose and definitely the right direction, but it is just because they didn't have to worry so much about it.
I'm sure that their attempts were made to try to keep invaders such as yourself out. Luckily, I think the majority of us are relatively small.
Yeah, I think if there's any position where someone can slide past me, I should probably drop back a little bit.
You
If
cannot.
we
Eleanor.
come across like any recess or anything.
You
Can
cannot
you cast
do.
the spell Grease on him?
You are second.
If we could-
That's not.
I spell named
That's not helpful.
Does anybody have any other lubricants? I look at
Actually,
desire.
actually, actually, I have oil,
No.
oil of slipperiness.
Desire, lube them up. Come on. We need to get through.
Desire goes, I bet you do, Captain.
I'll continue to try to look for the cavern. There's got to be a cavern opening.
Okay. After about another couple hours of this is, Does anybody of your characters have phobia of tight places? Everybody good?
Not a known phobia.
I don't think I have a
We're all
phobia,
free.
but
Not a fan.
I'm from the Fey realm, so at this point, this far removed from the sun, being this tight an environment, even if I'm fitting through moderately well, at 5'8" and 160 pounds, I am probably not liking the situation at
No.
all.
And you are all
I'm
getting very
Pretty
dirty.
at home here. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I will honestly say, as somebody who is born and raised on the sea and open air and everything else, I will say that I don't know if I don't have it as a trait that I'm phobic, but I will say that I am not happy.
Okay. Desire seems like she's totally fine. For some reason.
She loves
Oh, boy.
tight things.
All right. So Baymont, after about a couple hours, you do find a nice hallway that opens up. Everyone now has freedom, so now you can rearrange yourselves if you'd like.
I'm gonna
Get a
breathe.
chance, get to kind of
Do some
move your
stretches.
muscles, kind of cramp it up a little bit.
You're sucking in, trying to push the plate in.
Trying. All right. So Baymont's first. You wish someone else to go second?
Is there? Does it look like the path is gonna shrink back down again?
Vaymont is pretty
Probably.
sure it's probably going to happen again. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, someone probably wants to take the lead in front of me.
Are you going to take the rear now?
I mean,
Only if
guess.
he's behind Desire.
I mean, I at this point, my
help
movement
with
is
the
being
boom
that
situation.
restricted. I would prefer not to be exposed either at the very front or the very rear.
Okay, so you're in the middle.
I bet.
All right, who's
Just
second?
I've been thinking I should take up the rear if we've got other people in the front.
Okay, who's second? All right,
Probably Kyrie, yeah.
Desire can take second if you want.
I will
Desire.
follow Desire.
All right, so Desire's too. All right, Vaymont. All right, so as you're moving, I need another. Give me a perception check as you're going through the tunnel.
30.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're well at home in this place. There are little plates all over the place from this big tunnel, and then you see holes along the sides. Look like blowholes.
Like at like a height in which it would
Multiple height levels.
potentially
Yeah.
multiple height levels. Okay.
You've seen dirty traps like this with a Shurakai. This is, again, you're like, you did this in high school, more or less. So you can basically tell anyone just step where I step and follow.
All right, everyone, stay close. Take the same motions and steps that I take, because we're gonna be evading these ridiculously childish traps.
Will do my best.
Everybody needs to roll either an athletics or an acrobatics to follow in Vaymont's steps. Because he's pointed them out and he's leading him, you just know you need to roll anything but a 1. That was for Matt.
Dirty 20.
All right, Cascade. What did you roll?
24.
So how anything but a 1?
I'm sorry, what was the check?
Acrobatics or athletics, more or less. You just need to roll.
Sounds like a 2 would work.
No, what he's saying is it all ones count badly, no matter what he's adding
Yeah.
to it.
No, I got a 5 total, but it was a 3 roll.
Oof, that was pretty close. Everyone was kind of scuffling around. You almost lost track of where people were stepping. And Jacob, I take it you're fine too? All right. Vaymont, you basically get out part and you can start. It's a little bit of a small ladder that climbs into basically a crawl space. So now you're even kind of getting tight, crawling in there.
Does this mean Jew may not fit?
You think he could wiggle. He's just not going to be, if something should happen, like a snake got him to him, he's not going to be able to do much.
Or a spider terrify the shit out of him. So, Maybe a spider should not be ahead of or directly behind you. Just throwing that out there.
Can anybody get a shrinking spell? Take a couple of feet off me.
There's no Atkins spell here.
I
right.
can, but it's only good for an hour. How much more travel do you think we have in these tight tunnels?
I could also polymorph him into something else.
I think
if he couldn't
this
get through someplace.
particular. So how far do I think that this particularly tight spot is gonna go?
It's probably about a 200-foot crawl. Not long.
If we move through it quickly, one of your abilities may actually aid this and aid us to move quickly.
And I might add that you've been picking out all these little ridiculous kobold traps that you're not really worried that he's going to end up in something that he wouldn't be pre-warned to.
Right. The only thing I would be concerned about is that we encounter a trap where the rest of us, being relatively smaller people, can avoid it, and him being like almost the full size of the tunnel may not be able to.
Well, Aleski and Alaren are still also they don't have a great amount of maneuverability either.
Okay.
And all the rest of you three are limited maneuverability. So this is just this is crawling. It's like crawling through an air duct, more or less. That's what you're doing. So
Come out to the coast.
We're a bunch of McLeans. Yeah.
They said.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
pretty much.
For his part, Kyrian will sling his bow. He will take out his 2 hand axes, and he will begin crawling with 2 hand axes.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, I'm sorry, 1 hand axe. He will keep 1 hand free.
All right, Veymont, you again once. Everyone's okay right now, really. Veymont, you'll get us through the tunnel of that part. Again, you will come out to another larger tunnel network. I will need another perception check out of you.
22.
Okay. This tunnel is definitely like it's not. This one looks like more like a dug out from some people like shoveling, unearthing natural part of it. But you will notice that there is like a sink, just enough that there's a beam. This not very wide, obviously about 6 inches, and it goes right across. But you think that there's blanket or tarp or something, and that's dirt over it, very well covered up. Again, they must be dealing with something like humans, maybe dwarves, from whatever your historical senses, not the keen senses of the highly trained Shirakai to know that, where this trap is laying. But you only have the beam, and this thing goes across 20 feet across. So it is a pretty long area.
Alright, guys. So, looks like a pit trap up ahead. You're gonna have to stay on my toes. Any of you who may think you can't do that, some assistance from someone else may be good here.
I mean, we have time, right?
I mean, I don't know what's over on the other side.
I can create a web tunnel above the trap, but I need time.
I also don't see any
Can we-
particular danger right here.
Can we
So,
walk across the beam?
That's what it seems.
oh, absolutely. I'm sure we could walk across the beam. I imagine that is their way of trafficking across this area. I'm just concerned maybe some of you are less acrobatic than
20
others.
It's 20 feet across this thing?
Correct.
I will go out as and lean out and wild shape into another giant wolf spider, and I will start just webbing out handrails like to the beam.
Okay.
Gross.
Hang on to my web, Jew.
I've seen this in Krull. I'm good for it.
While she's doing that, I will hum a tune, and as I'm humming this tune, I will be providing bardic inspiration for Aleski
Okay.
and Jew and Aileron, because I'm worried about the three of them and their ability to.
So
To,
Cascade, mark off one of your wild shapes. Kyrian, mark off 3 inspirations.
Yep.
I look at Kyrian, give him a thumbs up, and I misty step to the other side.
Okay. Mark off that you've used that spell.
As I am humming, and when he does that, I shake my head. But he's got it, and that's fine with me.
Okay.
The thumbs up turned into the middle finger, though, when I got to the other side.
Is the other side of the tunnel big enough for a giant wolf spider?
Yes.
Then I will stay in shape.
Okay. So you and Erlarion are across. Who's next?
Did I already cross first?
No, no one else. She just made the web holes, and then Elarion Misty Step. So you're gonna go across first.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What are you wearing for armor?
Leather.
Leather. How much do you actually weigh?
Good question. Did I add that? Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. 110 pounds.
You take about 4 steps, and the beam is starting to crack.
Okay. I will whisper a little blessing to the Raven Queen and teleport the rest of the way.
Okay, so you're like, oh, Raven Queen, send me guidance through, and all of a sudden, Vaymont's across.
And you don't say anything?
So I will. So Cascade's on the other side with us as a spider, right?
And Elarion.
So I am gonna tell Cascade that
Cascade's a bug right now.
So
I
she
still have my
can
human...
still understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can't speak, right? So
Yes.
So Cascade, I'm not sure if you can, but the beam seems to not. The beam seems to probably hold kobold weight, I would imagine. Something probably under 100 pounds is what it's used to.
Before he
not
finishes,
believe
she's
any
going
of
out
them.
and she's going to reinforce, like go all the way around and reinforce the beam. He's taking too much time talking and she's just like, all right, I'm spider webbing it across.
She gets
You'd have to get. Are you going to try to crawl underneath the actual dirt blanket going through?
No, I like attach. She's going to attach supports from the
Oh, to the
ceiling
top
to the beam. Yep. Just to,
Okay.
yep, kind of reinforce it.
All right, sounds good. Who's going to try to traverse the beam with webs?
Hold on. How steady do you think that really is, Cascade?
Spiderweb is pretty strong.
She's going to look at you and kind of
And look at you as a weird.
and look
spider
at you
face.
with all 8 of her eyes. Like, you don't understand the thing I'm going to say anyway, so I ain't going to waste the time.
I'm going across.
All right, I need
Athletics
either
or-
athletics or acrobatics at disadvantage, but it is an easy 12 to navigate with the support of the web.
Damn, it would have been a natural 20. 13.
But just make it. So the webbing is just enough for you there to get through. Hey Jake, just careful. We're hearing you munch. All right, Aleski.
No, that was me crossing the beam that you were hearing.
Here, it's close. Yeah, the dirt. So Aleski and Kyrian, you're the only two. Kyrian, you're the only two that have not crossed.
I shall happily follow.
All right, disadvantage either athletics or acrobatics, but your DC is 12.
No, I meant follow Aleski.
That's what I'm saying. Choose either one of those
Oh, okay.
skills. The difficulty is only a 12 though,
Well,
but you get to choose.
actually, I was in the rear, so he needs to go ahead of me.
It's opened up enough for either one of you to decide.
Yeah.
You guys are just using the beam, which is now web supported.
Okay, then I guess I will go. And your bardic inspiration is out of D6,
It's a D8.
8. So I suppose I will use it for its intended purpose.
Well, roll first, and then if you think you need it, then use it. Otherwise, you get to keep it.
I understand that,
Oh,
but I
okay.
will in fact attempt to cross in walking fashion and not like magically teleport myself or anything. And
Ben, can I ready a spell?
Yes.
so that's a
Ready
13
falling
with
order in
advantage.
case one of them drops.
Okay.
If one of them falls, I'll turn them into a bat so they can fly back up.
Heard. Okay. But 13? Yeah.
With a disadvantage. Is that enough, or should I throw the
Nope. You make it
inspiration?
easy. I said 12. DC was 12. So it's a little creaky,
Okay.
but the webbing is holding. Desire will follow you, and she kind of slips across pretty well. Also does not seem to have any issues. It makes the cross. So Kyrian, you're the only one remaining.
She's lit.
17.
Disadvantage?
Oh, let me roll the other one. 23.
So 17 works.
So
So
17.
yeah, the webbing holds the board. You guys will get across. So you can get back to Kermie's there. I can say his name actually. It's rights to certain people. All right, you get back in the lip.
Well, after we cross, I'll look at Cascade. Obviously, she will look back probably. Can you?
I got
remove
8
the
eyes.
web?
I can look all over.
Yeah. Is it possible for you to remove the webs in your form?
She'll stare at him and then kind of go like that with her leg.
What kind of spiders do you know that remove their webs?
Well, if the makers of this crossing come and look, they'll see that it was purposefully webbed. It's not like natural for this webbing to be here like this.
Right.
They'll
How
know
about-
someone's down here.
You want me to firebolt it?
I was gonna say
It'll burn up.
some very simple fire, something small, just even a spark would
You don't want to burn
remove
the beam,
all the
though.
webs.
Ben, can I write with my foreleg in the dirt on the floor?
No.
Yeah, but we
but-
don't speak spider. We don't read spider.
No, she could write regular words, but it's the ground's not.
Can't.
Like Charlotte's Web.
Yeah,
Write it in
it's
the
just
web.
not, the ground isn't forgiving enough to give like really word interpretation pretty well.
So there's a
That's
wooden
all
beam
good.
that's surrounded by a dirt tarp, right?
Mhm.
So if you have ever burnt a spider web, it just kind of evaporates. It doesn't light other shit on fire.
Yep.
Cass will go back into the cavern and remove most of the web,
Okay.
but not all of it.
Sure.
Why not all of it?
Because that's a lot of work, man.
Because I can't tell you. Because I can't talk.
Okay, so you spend another like 5 minutes as you go and kind of re-unattach a lot of stuff and go to work. You guys kind of sit and maybe eat a snack. All right, Veymont, you lead him back into a tunnel. You're going up. Then you notice there's like there are little type of bars in the earth, but it drops like it is a significant slant. And again, it's pretty tight.
Significant slant.
The real issue is it's so tight. Basically, you have to do it head going down. You're too big to turn around in the tunnel.
Can my spider form fit?
You're fine. Well, the spiders can't fall. I mean, you're sticky.
But I can fit through the tunnel.
Yeah, everyone can fit. It's just you can't turn around and descend a ladder, you're kind of going at the ladder with your head going to it first. Does that make any sense to you?
Yep. So
You
I'm
don't think
gonna-
you'll have a difficulty, you, Baymont, but others will. But there's not much you can do about it.
right, which is why I'm just gonna continue forward and
Okay.
do my best to get to the other end before those that I don't think will do well, because
So-
maybe I can help them.
Okay. Give me a acrobatics or athletics, your choice.
20.
You're fine. Desire was next. She slides down pretty, head over, hands over, well, sliding down pretty well with that. Kyrian, you are next. Athletics
So,
or acrobatics?
What's at the bottom? Because I want to prepare to aid whoever.
You're not sure yet. You're still going down. This is a pretty
Okay.
long ladder descent.
Got it.
And are we at disadvantage or advantage here?
Nope, straight up.
It'd be
You get to
a
choose.
pile of smoke pairing, really, but
Yeah, it's just a higher DC.
Oops. That's going to be a 13.
Also,
Alright.
you said the tunnel is tight, right?
Yes.
So if you were to purposely arch your back up against the other end, you could provide more stability for yourself to travel down, right?
But it's again, you're still, if you're arching away, now you're really putting all that strain on your finger, your arm, your hands, to make sure you're pushing like that. That's a lot of pressure on your wrist. Where if you're staying a little bit more sharp, and it's the angle wise is not beneficial. It's just not meant for people who are over 4 feet tall. These are meant for things that are 2.5, 3. That part of that. Kieran, you need a dex saving throw, please.
$17.
All right, you are able to catch yourself, but enough to scrape yourself to lose a single hit point. We will see if this one hit point is important. So you're slowing down right now. So Baymont and Desire are moving a little faster ahead of you. Jew, you are behind, or Cascade, you're just moving along. You see him almost fall, but there's not much else you can do. So Jew, you are next. Athletics or acrobatics? Straight up.
No. 22.
No probs. Aleski? Oh no, Alarion will be next. Alarion.
Look out below. Yeah, look out below.
Oh jeez.
5.
With that roll, a dex saving throw, please, at disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Did I catch him?
Jeez.
Oh, you don't even know he's fallen yet.
You're about to.
With your
12.
butt.
Okay, so Alarion, you will take 3 points of damage as you start hitting hard on these weird intrusions out of this ladder. You are instantly moving at a high speed. You ram right into Jew. Jew, you'll take another point of damage. Alarion take another point of damage, so you're up to 4. Alarion, Jew at 1. I need a strength check. Jew at disadvantage to
Human centipede, anybody?
stop
Strength.
the descent. Yes,
Strength saving throw?
Nope, strength check. Yeah, we'll do strength saving throw at disadvantage though.
20, 30.
You stop the descent. So Alarion is
What the
caught.
hell are you doing?
Aleski, I now need
They
your.
call you the fallen one. You don't have to take that shit seriously. What the hell?
Well done. Well done. Aleski, athletics or
Did I get my
acrobatics?
inspiration back?
Yes, you do. That was good. In-game moment quips like that.
Now
and actually
hope that
works.
you can catch Matt.
Ben, did you see my message?
Come on, Matt never
I'll be-
rolls badly, almost.
Nope.
Almost. I'll be watching for anybody else coming down.
How are you gonna watch?
I'm on top of it.
Oh my god. All right. right.
Matt, you're muted.
I see it was a 9. Matt, I need an also dex
Yep.
saving throw at disadvantage.
Well, see, here's that well-meaning bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Makes it a 12.
Okay, it's not a disadvantage, your dex save.
Not a disadvantage. Dex save. Oh, 19.
All right, you catch yourself, but take 1 point of damage.
In the summertime.
All right,
The weather is
Vema,
fine.
you're getting very close. You see that there is definitely an exit coming behind this. Also, give me one more check. Athletics or acrobatics?
20.
You are good. There's a little bit of noise behind you. Desire seems to be having a little bit of an issue as well, but she's good. And Kirian, you're back on your roll.
Acrobatics again.
Or athletics, either one.
That's going to be a 16.
You are fine. And then that was Cascade. Following behind is a big spider. Jew, you are next again.
Still disadvantage?
Nope, just a regular.
Oh, wait,
athletics.
I'm at
or
disadvantage.
acrobatics?
I'm at disadvantage either way. 15.
Oh, because your armor.
Because my armor.
You still make it. You're fine. Alarian.
Do I need to carry you?
I mean, now at least you're ready. He's right up against you.
Jesus fucking
My
Christ.
God.
I'm ready to catch him.
Saving throw again.
I
at
made too
disadvantage.
many good rolls on the way in here.
Yeah. I know everything about this place, but these damn freaking ladder.
Yeah. The
I was
ladder's
gonna-
it.
I was going to say
Not
something,
meant
but
to
I,
go upside down.
Was that a natural 1? I just saw 3.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You will take 3 more points of bludgeoning damage.
I had a dirty 20 to catch him.
Slam into Jew. Jew, you take another point of damage. I learn another point of damage. And then you rolled a what strength?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, so you will once again stop the plummet. Unless
You have done more damage to me than my last 3 fights.
You should have given back my cloak.
Oh, what, is that
Here we
natural
go.
1 as well?
Natural? No.
No.
But it was
Close.
only a 5 total.
Dex save disadvantage.
Yeah. There's that 5 again.
All right, you take another 3 bludgeoning damage.
Do I need to catch him too?
Fall into Alarian. Alarian, you will take a point of damage. Aleski, you take another point of damage. Then you will need to take a strength check again, Jew. This time the DC is significantly higher because you're not only supporting Alarian's weight, but a plummeting Aleski coming as well.
Regular or disadvantages?
It will be. It is straight, but it is a higher DC.
17.
You lose your grip going through. All right, Cascade. You now
Cascade,
need
get out of the
to-
way!
You take. How many hit points does your wolf spider have?
That's a great question.
Isn't it?
not enough.
More than its eyes, hopefully.
First, we start with that.
Giant wolf spider. How many? You want me to give you the number?
Yes.
13.
Cool. 3 of them now are gone.
Okay.
And now you need to take a strength check as the spider. Stopping 3 bodies coming hard.
11.
It's just too much weight. You can use your nice exoskeleton frame, but not the weight of 3 grown men. You just lose You're a pop. You will now take another point of damage, so you're down to 9. Desire takes 3 points of damage.
Don't they go through me first? I thought I was after Desire.
Oh, correct. You now need to
Not
make
that
a
I
strength
want
check.
to take this, but I got to be fair.
You do have
So
to be
I
very
take
right.
how many do I take?
You take 3 points of damage,
All right.
and I need a very extremely difficult strength check, as a large spider and 3 bodies are the weight of coming down.
Look out below.
All right. At this point, everyone's been bumping pretty hard. Everyone in the group, Kieran, you will get another 1 point of damage. Cascade, Aleski, Ju, and Alarion take another 2 points of damage. Desire's now hit. She needs
God.
to make a strength check. Think stable.
Damn it. Freaking Keystone Cops.
So close. She loses her grip, so she'll take another point of damage. And we lost Jeremy. Jeremy's surprised.
He's talking to a realtor.
Right down to the last one. You need to add more penguins running into each other on that one, Rico.
At some point, Aileron or Zhu should have used their bardic inspiration. That might have helped us here.
No, I've rolled a 3 and a 1.
Yeah,
It's gonna take
Jacob's
more than that
rolls
bardic
were
inspiration.
extremely
Get me
low.
out of the-
Yeah, fair enough.
That's more fitting.
I haven't fallen. It was just trying to catch someone.
Yeah.
And then everybody landing on me. So the bardic inspiration ain't going to really do much.
Well, depending on how close you were to stopping it. Because you had a D8.
Yeah, I guess I probably could have at least caught a arrow.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's roll. Let's use Indomitable for Desire. Holy shit!
Yeah.
All right, I will save everyone. So, as you fall into this, Desire just like feels it on her tush. She's like, "What?" But enough to braces her hands very quickly against the side and just crushes the inner parts into the wall. You can kind of see a glow around her waist, and she is just, her muscles just ripple, and she is literally a bastion for the group to hold on.
Good catch.
What are
I
y'all
whisper in
doing
her ear.
What are y'all doing up there? And where's that? Your hand is a little close to where I don't think my daddy's gonna like.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't want to lose my grip.
That's fair enough. Then hold on tight.
Good catch.
All right, Vema will slip down, and you will end up kind of dropping into a large chamber. Let me see if I can now rearrange it.
A large what?
A large
Chamber.
Chamber.
Yep, wrong thing. That's what I got.
Oh,
All right.
back time.
So large you can't see it.
Oh man, this looks.
Was that
Crazy.
a little disappearing effect? Fancy. Oh, so now you shrink us down. Couldn't shrink us down when we were in the tunnel.
Exactly. Move myself over here now. Move some people's around right here. Get some things moving here.
Jeremy with the appropriate shirt for that little adventure.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's 4 tiers. I see the beholder.
Well, shit.
Well, shit, yes. Okay. You
This should be fun.
pour out into the chamber. Except your -2 figures I've had there should not be here.
What, you don't have a giant spider?
Of course he does.
Never suggest Ben does not have a fig.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Does he have to look through 500 other ones first? Maybe. But
Damn, that's a lot of kobolds.
Ah,
nah, that's just what you see on the surface.
that's just a warm up.
Okay.
So I'm still stealth, right?
Man, if HK was here, he would already have a javelin in that beholder's eyeball.
Right?
If HK was here, he'd already be charmed.
It,
No, that's me.
There.
HK would have remembered he has Indomitable, so that charm wouldn't be as easy this time around.
HK wouldn't have made it down here because he wouldn't have fit through the tunnels.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Ben, as much as I kidded you about that, as a spider, as I would have come out the opening, I probably would have gone, just curved around and gone towards the ceiling, as opposed to crawling across the floor.
Sure, you'll be the one big thing moving up that thing can see you.
Sure.
Everyone will now need to roll initiative.
Okay. Am I stealth though? Also.
You are stealth as pretty much coming out. Yes.
21.
Should I give you a new stealth roll?
Yes.
Natural 20 for a 24.
30.
We have to talk to him. Don't forget.
30.
I don't need to talk to the kobolds.
Okay.
No,
We'll talk to
sorry.
you in a row.
25.
25. Cascade, what were you? Yours didn't fill in.
Natural 20 for a 24.
24. All right.
And actually, I'm rethinking the idea of going towards the ceiling. Only
Already
because I'm
started.
down to 7. I know, I'm down to
Restart.
7, so I will. Yeah.
Okay, but you are first. No. What about it?
My initiative roll is a 7, so I'm toward the bottom.
Oh, okay. You re-rolled. Okay. Yeah, Cascade, you are first. What would you like to do?
Well, it's
You
too
started-
late to
You
do.
started crawling to the top, and then we're like, ooh, maybe not.
Yeah, and I'm going to go maybe not because I'm down to 7 hit points as a spider and I don't want to fall. So I will actually turn back around and go back to the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Spider gas. Spider gas.
yeah, what the heck?
Does whatever spider gas does.
And I will say,
Go
you
ahead.
can hold one type of action if you don't want to do anything, because I do know that part of you want to do is monologue, or get Vanro to monologue. So if you're going to do it, you're just kind of holding that, and then we'll kind of go from the combat once it initiates. But I figured I'd put everybody in initiative order, just so we can take how people are going to act in turn correctly.
Is it lit in here?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
lit in this bit.
You see the guy that my little green arrow is pointing at there?
Big party atmosphere.
Your green arrow? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay,
I'm
yep.
a green arrow.
Yep.
I am going to just charge forward.
No.
I have a 40-foot speed. I don't know how far that is.
Yep. So you're just
And
going to
if
go right forward?
I might as well.
I just said you can hold, because if you want to get him to monologue, If you initiate combat, then you gotta hope whoever gets close to him gets him the monologue. That's why I'm giving you an option. I'm just putting you guys in initiative order to know who can act at what sequence. But if you're gonna go, then it's your option.
Okay.
I say we talk to the guy.
Then, as a spider, I will kind of lean back on my thorax and kind of bring my legs up and try to look big and intimidating.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
I don't know that a spider has it. Intimidation is charisma. Okay. That's a 10.
Okay, you think you're very scary to flies.
Could
Yeah,
be
sure.
scary to kobolds.
Yeah, maybe. They
Yeah.
feel better when there's many of them, though. Jew.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold because wait. We're trying to get this guy to talk, right?
I guess, unless you want to start it.
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
I will position myself. I don't know. Stick towards the front. Move me up somewhere. Guarding somebody. Yeah, there we go.
You can get in front of me.
Weapon drawn.
I'm cool with that.
Where are you?
Puffed up.
My goodness, I've forgotten all the peoples. That's wrong peeps. Alright, in front of Alaron. Alright. Aleski.
I'm going to step up next to Jew. I want to keep like a hand on his shoulder. Do we have an idea of the range, the distance here?
He's somewhere around 80 feet. Maybe 90.
Yeah. So based on our current understanding of beholders, we're pretty much right in his sweet spot. So, greetings, O great eye. We come in search of you. We understand the burden you carry, and we've come here to relieve you of it. You hide in the shadows. You skulk in fear. But you don't have to. Let go your burden. Let us carry it away. And you would be free of it.
You wish me to give away what makes me great.
I don't think that's what makes you great, Vanro. There's only one other than you that still holds their sin from silk. Everyone else has either given it up freely or through combat.
Pathetic. Traitors. We were given life by the great Hades. Serving him serves the purpose of my greatness. This is but a keepsake for what I do for him.
So what you're saying is, and I'm moving to the left of the group, and so I'm separating from the conglomeration of folks here. What you're saying is,
as he looks down, Cascade, you're out. You're not Spider anymore.
what you're saying is, without this keepsake, you're not great. So you couldn't prove your greatness by laying that down at your at the pedestal on which you float, and prove your greatness.
Summer Court Knight. That is very clever in your words, but we both serve greater beings. If I throw mine down, throw yours.
I will put down the leaves that are wreathed around my armor. I am still a knight, whether I hold these things or not. My keepsakes do not define my greatness. And if they define yours, then you're not so great at all.
To be
What-
determined, I suppose.
Then what
Elf.
would you lay down?
The location of
rather
the Grey
give-
Drake.
Sacrifices to the great Hades, as is the way, isn't it, Aleski?
You could give us the location of your compatriot, the Grey Drake.
Seeking the Grey Drake could be just as entertaining to see your
Well,
deaths.
Then
The
there's
way?
only one way to find out.
You don't understand the way. You're not from this world. The way is Hades fails. Every single plan he has ever concocted has failed because he is the being in which Zeus empowered to unify humanity. He is not the leader of hell or the keeper of the dead. He is the means by which the example is made for man to join against him, for us to come together. By simply choosing to join and go against him, his plans fail. So, he has already lost. This keepsake he has granted you is not a keepsake of greatness. It's a keepsake of failure. By giving it to you, he has included you in his failure.
Persuasion check.
"22.
He makes a very funny facial expression.
You could give up the never-ending, gnawing hunger that this gift has given you. Move on from it to achieve greater things without the burden of it.
I have always done nothing but service to the goddess Silk. Unto my death in my old time.
You'd be serving Silk by passing on the burden. We carry the rest.
How is servant Silk sacrificing what I have done for the Hades and bringing full to this event?
How is serving Silk by allowing Hades to absorb her and destroy her?
Absorbing the goddess?
That's his plan. Absorb her power, double his own.
You're
We can
saying
stop it. Pass
Hades.
on your hunger to Kyrion here. He can take it from you.
Hades looks to kill my goddess.
If you think Hades' plans are anything more than usurping the power of whatever gods stand before him, you're sorely mistaken. He's tried with his own brothers. He had tried with his own father, and he will try with any power that stands greater than his own. And there are many. The goddess Silk is the one that stands before him now. And he is using you to defeat her. He's tricked you. Think back on your greatness. Think back on the things you did. Think back on the things you want. And if destroying Silk isn't what you want, then you know you must stop Hades.
Persuasion check.
Come on with that terrible roll. 16. That is like the worst roll ever.
Such a good speech, too.
Do you know how low I have to roll to get a 16 on persuasion right now? That is horrible.
Vanro goes,
You rolled perception, Lee, just so you know.
Oh, I did? Ooh, let me try that again. That would have been even worse.
He goes, I smell deceit in you.
I deceive no one. I serve the Summer Queen. I hold no love for your goddess. But my queen has told me that helping her agents is what she wants. I serve only one. I have only ever served one. And I am doing what she asked. Ask yourself if those assembled before you are here to do Silk's work. Would you not be betraying your goddess now by doing Hades' work?
The wizard, the fate board. Walk to me alone.
I'll do it.
Kyurian smiles, but he is preparing a spell.
Does anybody follow?
I'm not going to follow,
Can I
but I'm going to
stealthily
ready a
follow?
jump.
No.
I will step wider, but not advance. The goal being, I don't wish to make him feel that I am threatening him, but I wish to be a wide angle away from whatever is about to happen to him, but still be able to act.
Okay, Vaymont, you can get to you can get to the second level if you want to be somewhere up here. Do you?
Yes, as long as I can continue to stay in the darkness, stealth.
Yeah, you're just so shadowy. These guys are primitive to you, dude. Like you literally have gone up and like seen the hairs on the sides of their ears and shit. They have no idea you've gone that close to them.
Hey Ben, am I wide enough? I would like to attempt to cast True Strike.
Yes.
Okay. And that, of course, will be on the Beholder.
Are we initiating attack, or are we going to let him talk?
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That is only a round. That is not an indefinite thing. So I can't do it until
Yeah.
it's concentration. So I have to wait on that. That is what I'm preparing. That's
Okay.
the action I'm preparing.
So you're preparing the spell. So Venro gets very close to you. It's Ike. It's saliva like dripping. He smells definitely awful. Breathing heavily, all that like abominational form that he is. He goes, "You have taken some of what Silk's essence already is. You have been sort of the champion to this band in days old before the paladin took control. And I see you have walked away from your fey queen. Is this quest that important to you, wizard?"
It's all that matters. I wouldn't have taken on the burden I did if it wasn't.
Why is this goddess so important to you as she is important to me?
The fate of the world. Can't have Hades. Can't let Hades take her essence. He would be unstoppable.
I often choose tyrants and rulers such as Hades. That I could just devour you and make this all victory for him. Such is my power, wizard. Should I not choose
That would be.
course of action, it will be delicious.
But you would be betraying Silk. You'd be going against her. You would be ending her.
How do you know how I serve Silk? Unless I choose this new master, wizard.
Silk would no longer exist. You wouldn't serve at all. You would have failed. The ultimate failure. Why exist at all at that point?
Perhaps under a new master. Victorious master. Or
I'm
is your
sure he
Asimir
would
true
love.
about his false claims?
What makes you think Hades would want you as his champion after failing Silk? What would stop him at that point from devouring you
If I kill
as he
you, would I not
vacuums
succeed?
power?
You are his
He would
obstacle.
succeed.
You're the only opposition. More or less.
There are lots of more opposition. I only hold one of the things.
You've given up some of your allies, wizard, and chosen interesting ones. Ones I do particularly are fond of. I see them in your allies now.
Give up your sin. Let us take it. Let us take gluttony from you. You can be rid of the gnawing hunger and know that we are saving Silk.
Persuasion check.
Oh, that ain't my forte. -1.
Bardic inspiration.
Oh, fucking. All right. Rolling's going to kill me.
0.
What was that roll?
I rolled a 1, yeah, and I have a negative
Natural
1.
1.
Don't touch the bardic inspiration.
Asimir, walk towards me.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I guess.
Carrion drops a copper piece on the floor.
Okay.
Actually,
Explain to me this,
He
wizard.
flicks it towards the kobolds. Just a copper piece.
This Asimir works with devas. How do I believe your cause is the same for my goddess? Or my god? How was this discerning sides when you left your Fey Queen for this?
The devils have approached me because they're interested in representation in this conflict. But my patron, that which gives me my power, gives me strength, and gives me purpose, is Silk's flesh and blood daughter, Mystic. And by her word, she seeks me to free Silk from Hades' control.
You are a slave to Mystic.
Not a slave.
Servant, minion, discipler.
Maybe all those. But it is through her will that her mother be freed, and that is my quest. This keepsake that Hades has given to you for safekeeping, may he said. It is a chain, a bond. It holds Silk in its thrall and binds her to Hades' power. And through that chain, he will eventually absorb her and take her power for his own, leaving her a mere husk, if alive at all. He has tricked you into being her jailer. We seek to remove these chains, take them from the beings that Hades assigned as her keepers, and thereby removing his power over her.
Give me your true name. And I will give you the stone.
I'll look at everybody else before I do that. If I do this, I fulfill Mystic's request of me. What say you?
I
Yeah.
speak on behalf of the Summer Court. The giving of a true name is a powerful and thing that must be carefully thought upon and carefully decided. But if you, with all you have seen, all you have experienced, and all the power at your beck and call, believe this is the way to make peace with this great being and serve all of the masters that we each individually serve in this cause of defeating Hades, then I say you should and must do this thing. And I ask you, Great One, to be true to the bargain that you are about to strike in the presence of a member of the Fey Court. Do not go back on this bargain. If he provides this and you provide the stone, it shall not be used against him in any fashion until these issues have been concluded. The defeat of Hades in hand before you do anything with the knowledge he is about to impart. What say you?
Curious.
Will you honor that?
Fey Knight, you make contracts and loyalties to things that you don't have control over. I am bringing you control right now. They are who they are now. But without me, you know nothing. Fey
I
Knight.
speak.
You speak of a court that you are an emissary of, but they are not of the Fae. I have told you why I want what I want. Now you either provide or face my wrath. And his eyes start to move around.
I merely suggest to my companion, because I was asked to come here and aid them, that he enter into a bargain with his true name very, very carefully.
You're all
And
about service, Knight. I understand that. But what you ask of me is the same thing that I was told to do by the god Hades. Serve and keep the stone of Silk till death.
And Silk would ask you to free her, and she has sent all of us to do the asking.
So I parlay. But I want assurances from a group, a race, a species nobody trusts. Not Fae, not mortal. Elves or dwarves curse and shun, but the two that represent in this group are among. Or three, I see. So, Isamir, your true name and this victory of the stone is yours. Denial, then you earn it through blood.
Just a second.
As you said, Desire will take a few steps forward and go, Daddy, don't give him your true name.
Can Kyrian see how readied the collected kobolds are? Are they prepped? Do they have actions prepared?
Yes. They're ready to act. And there are lots of them.
I look to Desire for a moment. If I do this, not only do I fulfill my vow, but I protect you as well. You'll turn to the Beholder. My name is Alexi Calorian, daughter of son of Asada, daughter of Apollo.
He breathes it in. Then convulses a little bit. Stone falls out of his mouth. He flies back up.
Someone needs to grab the stone. Kyrie, you're right there. Grab it.
It's
Actually,
in
he's
front
quite a
of
bit.
it is in front of you and Aleski.
Yeah, since Kyorian is a little bit far away, I'll pick it up, but then I'll hold it out to Kyorian.
Kyrian will wrap it in a cloak and put it in his satchel. He will be bringing it back to Zindred.
The only way to keep it safe is for somebody to absorb it.
It will go to Zindred, and she will decide who carries it.
Oh, Vanro, the location of the Gray Drake. Do you know where he is?
I do know where the Grey Drake is.
Almost forgot. Fuck.
I mean, you guys are doing well so far. You've convinced him to give up the stone, so just keep talking to him.
Where can we find him? He is the last of the old champions.
He is. But you will leave the elf of the Fey Court with me.
For what purpose?
What does it matter? Prices are prices. I wish to test his resolve in service. He seems to have a lot of compassion about it. We would like to see more of it.
As much as I don't like Kyrie, and I could not leave him in such a state.
Good luck hunting then. Or would you like to make an offering, Elf Knight, to the service of your queen or your lady as you have foretold and promised to me was very important? Is it important? Or is that just bluster?
It's extremely important, but we will find this Drake by many means. And you have helped your goddess greatly today. But if you withhold further help to your goddess, that is you. I question not your total greatness, but your greatness in this very moment, this moment of decision. Well, maybe greatness is too strong a word if you would hold back at this stage, when all we do is seek to help your goddess.
Elves are clever with their tongues. I do so enjoy how your commitment is very self-preserving and selfish, Elf Knight.
My loyalties are not divided. I will not serve you unless my queen has bade me to.
Has she?
She has not. And unless she does, it shall not be so. But your goddess is asking you now.
Not
And
yet.
perhaps if you were answering that call, you might hear her sweet voice again.
Perhaps. But there is still one more key holder before I answer the whole call fully. But you could help
That's
with
true.
that.
I will take out my flute, and I will blow a note, and then I will sing a little song. Breaking the chains around you. Nobody else can bind you. take a very good look around you. Now you are breaking the chains. You could be singing that song with me in service of your goddess. It's an easy song to learn. Give us the name. Give us the location of this gray drake. And you will be part of freeing her, even more directly than now. All those who've served her in the past, all those who gave up their stones in service of her great will, you will have done 2 things to help her where they did 1. But if you're satisfied to be only as good as the rest, that's entirely up to you. Many mortal beings are very happy to be as good as the rest. It's the ones that live forever in the memories of mortal and immortal beings that really do a little bit more.
Undress. Leave your armor and your weapons, and I will give you all Elf Knight.
Perhaps if you take his burden, Kyrian, he will give us what we need. You will show him that you're willing to make
I
the
take off
ultimate sacrifice.
the armor and I lay it down on the ground next to the leaf wrapping that I had, the trinket that I had previously taken off. And I take the bow that was given to me, and I set it down. I will not serve another master, but I am great with or without these tools. And I will hand over these tools if that helps us defeat Hades today.
Persuasion check at advantage.
We're going to roll the right one because that's the way you get lucky in this world.
I'm going to walk up next to Tyrion.
That's a 19.
Okay. What are you doing, Jew?
Walking up next to Kyrian while he's talking.
All right. Kobolds come and grab your armor and weapon. He goes, the definition of the service, as you have explained and demonstrated, Elf Knight, is received. Your target, the Grey Drake, is in a place called the Isle of the Serpent, very west of here. There is not many islands, but it is small. He looks at a kobold, some wizardly little guy, and he takes some time and he clambers down. And he hands you, Elarion, a map with naval,
Navigation.
navigation, yes.
Coordinates.
Yes, thank you guys. Whew, that was a tough one. Where that isle is.
Navigable coordinates. That's your homework, ladies and gentlemen, listening to us on stream.
Beholders don't know where the hell that comes from, what that word is. I don't know what. Because you have showed service and sacrifice, Elf Knight, I will let you know that the Nine hunt you very well and are ready for your trip to see him, the Drake. So you will go and you must prepare. And hopefully victory will be yours. And then I guess I will be serving the goddess fully, as we are all now allies.
One more thing, Vanro. Yes, we are allies. Is there an easier way out of here?
Why, yes, human man, there is. Of course, you know I had to get other exits. These minions, although they serve a purpose for this kingdom, I will take you there. They will lead you there.
Greatly appreciated. Thank you.
You remind me of an old friend. Perhaps you two could get along.
Oh.
You seem to have some innate natural demeanor about you that seems relatable now that you are wrath.
Who do I remind you of?
Oh, good old Max, my freer. He has not changed leagues, unfortunately, and not so easy to convince. Very headstrong. But if you ever run across him and wish to negotiate, there is a weakness to him as well. But a much more difficult path than to the Drake, as crazy as that is.
And that weakness is?
What would you give to me, Asimir? You've already given me everything I need of you. Perhaps your daughter's full name.
It was just conversation.
No matter, I have the father. The children will follow. Goodbye now.
We just gonna leave this laying on the ground here?
Yep.
What lane?
His stuff. That's
No,
price.
the kobolds took it.
The kobolds
yeah.
took my stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm
and
talking
he-
about the Syn.
I already
No,
picked it up.
he has it.
Kyrian.
Yeah,
Okay.
The only thing Kyrian's possession right now are loincloth and the Syn Stone.
Not even that. He's holding the stone in front of him.
Yeah, he's holding the stone in front
Nope.
of him.
I have the satchel that the sin is in, and it's covering modesty somewhat, but not entirely. I mean,
Okay,
I'm
the
not-
front or the back?
It's not like you do a figure.
Was not acceptable.
I'm wiry. It's off to the side.
He looks down. Lexi, get these companions from my sight. Kobold looks, nods, scutters down, and he waves for you to start following him.
Okay.
Cass will rejoin the group.
I
Ben,
will
just
follow.
as a point of clarity, would he have expected my boots of Elvenkind and cloak of Elvenkind as well as the armor?
You're down to your undies.
Okay, so he got everything.
You
Got it.
everything.
Your
Alright,
tidy
fair enough.
whities.
He wanted to test and see how much you were going to go, but of course this is your secondary character, so you're like, whatever.
Well, whoever takes on this beholder in some future campaign, they're getting a nice haul. I'm gonna say that. I had some stuff, y'all.
Did.
Did you see my my message, Ben?
Let's
Too
see.
bad. Too bad he didn't ask me to leave all my stuff. It would have been a real small pile. I would have gladly given it up.
That won't happen unless you want to do an altercation. There are like 7 of them that are all involved, and it's in their possession, so nothing can just disappear out of their hands. So
I wouldn't let you. I made a
If you
deal.
sit around too long, you may not find the way out because they are leaving. So, what is your call?
Can I swap it for like a satchel?
They
Just
know.
normal?
They know. It's in their little guys, so they know what they're carrying. So that's what I'm saying. You could, if you wanted to stay and wait and follow and do all that stuff, then you do it. But again, you're breaking treaty, so that is
Okay.
something you know.
That's fine. I'm just trying to understand because, like, I maxed out this ability and I've yet to be able to actually use it. But
Well, I'm just saying it's
I won't.
common.
I won't take it. It's fine.
It is kind of common sense. Like you can't. I understand you could switch it out without anyone knowing. Like again, you walked up, you were in the mix of all this game. They don't see any. They never saw you. They never sensed you. None of them have that ability. But you can't take something out of someone's physical hand. Like, I can't have this and it turn into this with different weight and go like, oh, I don't know anything happened. That's the mechanics don't make that too unrealistic in a person's viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? You could follow them all the way up to where they put it down and drop it off. And if you want to, like I said, steal it and take it off, those aren't out of your realm of ability. You're that good. But again, once the discovery happens from any point, that's when things have a different effect on it, not the fact that you stole it without anyone realizing. Does that make a lot of sense?
Okay, that's fine.
Because most of this trip right now, you were hands down, no problem. You no sweated any of this stuff. But that's just a different element from what's going on now. Okay, so you return?
Yep.
All right. They basically lead you out, like he does, Rexy, wherever it is. Okay, all this stuff, cool stuff. He'll lead you out. Anything you guys watch to say before you fully leave, or you guys are all cool with that, and then basically, let's get the hell out of this.
I'll probably at some point just go, Jesus Christ, he's a Yanti, and we never thought to look on Serpent Island or Island of the Serpent. Ah, idiot!
As we
That was so obvious.
As we leave, I will bow deeply and say, "You have my respect, Vanro, and I will speak of you as Vanro the Great One, the Great Eye, and I will tell my people."
He seems pleased with that.
And he walks and he'll walk away.
Okay. All right. You will basically traverse out of the cave. It'll take about a day and a half. Anybody speak Kobold?
Negative.
I can. Should it be necessary?
It isn't necessary, but if you wish to talk to the little guy, that's all I ask. Outside of, I guess, any interest. If not, that's all cool. Rexy doesn't give a shit either. You guys will basically get out of the cave. It will not take you much to basically get back to the boat.
I do have regular clothing and a regular set of studded leather armor, which I will don once we are clear of the initial engagement.
Okay. As you do that, there you are met a day out from the caves as you're heading back to the boat. You are met by a couple of Eladrian summer court elves. Lee Winika, you know them to be one of them is a male sorcerer you know as Hagdion. One Firestorm. There's two Firestorm elves with him. One is Sunsteel and Sundancer. And they go,
Hello, friends.
Hail Starglow. You have returned from the cave?
We have.
Excellent. Then your time with them is finished. Their friend Hephaestus is ready to return.
Then I would give him.
Oh, thank God!
I would give him
Sorry,
this burden so he may carry it to Lady Zindred and carry on.
Sure. And with that, your companion returns. Leonika, would you like to describe what they see?
So HK no longer looks as a standard Warforged. In fact, what he looks like is more. He's the same size, wearing the same type of armor. His armor has much more of a polished sheen to it than it had before. But in addition to that, he is now a golden metal color, and he no longer looks like a machine. He looks like metal flesh. His eye, he still has red eyes, but he looks as a man. Like I said, he's the same size, same general build. So he is close to 8 feet tall. He is very bulky, wearing the same uniform. He still carries the same swords, and he is smiling and happy to see you all. Friends,
HK!
it's been so long. I'm so glad to see you. And
Give him a big hug.
and then he looks at the elf.
What are you laughing at, Ben?
That
Carrion.
gift, I could just imagining you and HK doing the little kid.
That's basically what I do. I run up to him and just embrace him in a big old bear hug.
Yeah, and he looks briefly at Carrion and goes, "Was he helpful?"
Not in the slightest. But he did give up all his stuff for a good trade.
The sun has shined on our endeavors, Grand Knight. Well, I'm back, and I have had some experiences. Are you all well? Where's Indrid?
Back on the boat. That's where we're headed right now. She's good.
It's great to see you, friend. Look, I've got armor too now.
Excellent.
Man, you've missed out on some good fights.
Hagnian will say, "We will take our leave now. And I will let you know, Elarian, your debt has been paid. Your sin has been amended. Walk well."
And with that, Kairion will turn to Alarion. You are no longer the fallen. You may join the ranks of the mortals. And he walks away with his brethren.
Okay.
God, I can't fucking stand that guy.
Yeah, as long as we don't go down any more tunnels, he won't be the fallen.
So you guys will meet up. You guys walk for a few more hours. It'll give you a chance to camp and find out what has happened
Heal
with
my
Hephaestus. And
4
Hephaestus can
points
find
from
out what
people
happened
falling.
to you guys, depending on your perspectives of how you wish to contact.
Hey, Jew, I'm sorry. I've never tried to climb down a ladder upside down before. Turns out I'm not good at it.
Ben, can I assume that Vivian went to Greenwood? Or
Message.
where? Oh, you sent that? Okay, hang on.
That's a great gift.
Okay. Yes, it is.
All right. So Hephaestus, let's see, you know of everybody except. All right. So the only thing is definitely strange is that pink tinted skinned tiefling that's with the group. Perception.
And-
what is your perception for Hephaestus?
Oh,
Very high, right?
HK's? Yeah, it's pretty high. Hang on a second.
She
I'll
has
have it.
very I know it's very high now. Her features are very similar to Aleski.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, "Hey, HK, you didn't get to meet Alexi's daughter, Desire."
Ooh. You're made of gold.
She might get a little handsy. Just say no.
Is that real gold?
Remember your words. Just say
Yes, pointing at Jew, and no, pointing at Desire.
Hey,
no. She's really got a thing for Jew anyway, so.
maybe.
I'm old. I'm old enough to be your father.
Oh no, she's gonna call you daddy. Don't do that. God damn it.
Oh, that's wrong.
I have no problem with the daddy image.
Oh no.
Mr. Hephaestus, just say no.
He shakes his head.
How's the
Alexi,
family?
we are all well. Vivian is staying with the children.
Wait, was that?
Oh, you're a
Oh.
real daddy.
Was there only one last time?
You said
I-
Did I forget
children.
about a different one?
I've been away for a while.
Not that while.
Like a few weeks? A month?
Is this a common thing with your group?
Closer
I mean,
to
y'all seem surprised that
I
Mr.
got no-
Alexi had a grown daughter.
well, closer to
You've been in the Fae. He's been in the Fae. It's been like 8 years. Yeah.
no, a little bit
10?
more. A
20?
little bit more.
I
Right
was
around
away
there.
100. Fuck. God, was it 100?
No, it's about 20 years. My children are grown.
Dang. How many? You only had one last time.
Just two, a son and a daughter.
Man. And when we first started out, Alara and I thought it was you I'd have to be worried about.
But we're doing well.
Where are they?
Training.
Well,
I can
when are
train
they
them.
gonna meet? When are they gonna meet Uncle Jew and Uncle Hilaron and Uncle Alexi
Probably after a
and this
while.
fucking guy? What is it? Vaymont.
This fucking-
This guy that HK only knew for a day, 24 hours.
Yeah, we got this guy now.
Well, my
and
daughter
Sindred's favorite over here, the cat.
my daughter has her responsibilities.
That's Greystoke.
She's the summer knight now.
What about your
I'm so
son?
confused.
Is he taking over the Greystoke name?
He's still learning his craft, but he is with his sister and his mother for now.
What is his craft? What's he training for?
Yes, Aileron, he is going to be a magister of sorts.
Ha ha!
His ability is more natural, I think, than studied.
I like him already.
My daughter, however, she's quite impressive. She is a leader of many. A strong tactician.
Well, I hope that Kyrian lets her know that she no longer has to kill me.
That was previously determined, but she is actually his commander.
You have our sympathies.
Yeah, he could be a lot.
Well, my daughter suffers not fools. She has her mother's temperament, of course.
Well, then I pity Kyrian, and that says a lot.
But tell me, what has happened since in my absence?
We
Wait
are
a minute.
now-
Mr. HK, Mr. Hephaestus, you said her mother's temperament, but how I remember that event that just took place right before I joined this group. I don't know if you remember. It was right before you left. Doesn't she have sloth?
My wife has one of the sins, yes, but under the summer sun, my daughter has more of my wife's natural affectations. She's observant. She pays attention. She, like I said, she doesn't suffer fools lightly. She's a good leader. I trust her. I trained her. And she trains those that work for her.
I'm sure she's a chip off the old block. We're getting close. We're getting close, friend.
So
We
does
have
our,
one stone left.
So how
Isn't Kyrian
how
like
long
hundreds
were-
of years older than her?
how long were you in there again?
Close to 20 years.
See, Daddy, it's not that different.
I was so confused.
HK, we've just gotten gluttony. We have one left.
Makes two of us, Vaymont.
I don't understand how a baby child suddenly takes command of an elven.
She's the knight
unit.
now. Because she's the knight now.
She's nearly 20 years old. We were
And-
there for 20 years.
So she's a child. She's actually more of a child than me.
No, Vaymont. He lived 20 years in the Fae. 20 years have gone by before he returned to us.
Yeah, but he's saying by that at 20 years old, she's.
At 20 years
Young.
old, she's
But look who her parentage
child.
is.
Too mortal.
Look at her legacy.
Well, I
She
guess
was
an
born
elven-
to lead.
I guess I haven't known HK long enough to know the legacy of HK.
I am.
He's a champion, like me.
I don't even know how old I am.
At least
I-
20. You've been gone 20 years.
If I had hair, it would turn gray with that joke.
I assure you, Vaymont, she was born
to have
to
you back.
lead.
I mean,
Is
But-
is okay? Totally out of character. Is HK still wearing the belt of dwarven kind?
he is.
But
Does
he's-
he have a beard?
Lee, why don't you post in the thing what you now look like, which is extremely different.
Yeah,
Like
hang
you
on.
are
one sec.
seeing facial expressions out of him, like he is
He's made
almost
of
human
gold.
looking, but gold skin.
Hang on 1 second. Let me bring up that picture.
So, like the original Wizard of Oz Tin Man, but gold.
No, even more like Colossus, but gold. Of the X-Men.
Ooh.
Hang on a second.
But wearing
I was
the
thinking-
belt,
I was
does he
thinking
not
like-
have?
I was thinking like Henry Cavill Superman, but gold.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
could also
thought.
work very
Nice
well.
cut
Yeah.
of hair.
But wearing the belt, does he not have a beard
I do not.
by now?
No, there still seems to be like you are noticing he has not lost the Warforged ancestral traits. He just seems more human with the skin looking appearance. Like it's a very cosmetic appearance.
He wears his
Right,
beard
but
on the
the belt of
inside.
dwarven kind causes a cosmetic change to have a
He,
beard.
It
he
is
wears his
allowed-
beard on the
If it is
inside.
allowed per the ancestry, which it's not affecting him. I could
The
Matt
only
Mercer
reason-
it.
Still cannot grow hair.
Yeah, I
period.
could Matt
I mean-
Mercer it, but it's not the same.
He
I was
found
gonna
a
say.
loophole.
I was gonna say because Goliaths can't grow beards, but
Yes,
somebody does.
correct. But it did not affect him. That's why it's really that.
But we're not in
Hey,
Wild Mount.
wait a
Alexandria?
second. You look familiar.
Uh-oh.
So, Really, what you're saying is his wife
He's
liked the beard.
he's going to break out the gold Destro, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he did.
Is that HK?
Oh shit! You definitely got your inspiration now.
What's funny is Rico's acting like that wasn't my inspiration when I came up with it.
Wait, so do we even recognize him as HK?
He's wearing the exact same armor and he holds the same swords. He stands the same height, carries the same helmet on the side, and speaks with the same voice.
Yeah.
And
Well,
when
no,
Laron looks into his eyes, he knows.
So
Yeah,
Cascade,
No.
and he still has red eyes and he still has the red eyebrows that he
I
always
Still
mean-
talks to his
so
swords.
Cascade and I know
Barely knew
he
him.
does not look
Yeah.
like HK to us.
He does not look like the HK you met for that one day several weeks ago.
So we don't really, honestly, we don't know who this is. We're just
Yeah.
following the lead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was
Yep.
brought back by the Summer Court Elves. I mean, everything seems like it's in place. He seems to know stuff that only Hephaestus would know, but then again, you don't really know much of the party because you guys
Right.
still trying to get into your own personal parts of it.
I'll hold him really close by the cheeks. Look into his eyes. It's him. It's him. Oh, kiss on the forehead.
Don't do it. Are you gonna be on your tippy toes to do that? I'm standing up right now.
Yeah. Little jump.
I pat you on the head. I miss you too, friend.
And so we're heading back to Zindred. I'm sure you want to see her too. So why don't you walk with us? I'll catch him up while we're walking on that. We're down to just somebody's going to have to take the gluttony sin. That we have the Gray Drake is the last one left, and we know where he is now. The Isle of the Serpent. Catch him up on that stuff.
A map, you say?
Yep. I'll show him the map that Vanro gave.
How close is the map? Like does it give?
How close? I mean, I can get it closer if you want.
No, I
Does
mean,
they take your eyesight?
like-
Oh my god!
He's older now, you know.
like how close up is the depiction of the map? Like how tactically sound is the map?
From what basically Cascade knows, because she's on nautical charts, it's going to probably take a week and a half to sail directly west to find this very weird island. It's nothing she's ever heard of. She's known those parts very well, so this is a very obscure island. So if you do not have this map, you would not locate it.
Okay.
Oh man, missed opportunity. You could have taken out reading glasses and say, "I've been in the Fae. I now need reading glasses."
Desire will ask you, Oleski, if we should not just make Cascade take the stone.
She has no real bindings to anything, so
This is just between Oleski and Desire right now, unless he wishes to bring others in the fold.
No, we can't make her take anything. She isn't even part of the quest, really. I mean, she recently came to the group looking for help herself,
And as
but
well,
she never took on
they're back.
the responsibility of the realm like we have.
she's ready to, though. Who else is going to take it? Either somebody doubles up, which is very probably bad. Vaymut probably not going to take it because he's Raven Queen material, as well as none of the Obsidian Ravens. So I'm not going to take it because I have to serve with you. So she makes sense, right?
Making sense and being the right thing and being what's going to happen are three different things. Again, right now, the rest of the company of the White Flame is fallen under Zindred's banner.
Well, I'll go ask. And she walks towards Cascade.
So I'm gonna walk behind HK because I did get a very close look at his weapons when I first met him,
Yes.
and I'm going to sleight of hand one of his weapons out of its sheath because he's not holding it.
Roll.
Oh, this is going to be humorous.
30.
You pick it up. Now give me a wisdom saving throw disadvantage.
All right. 11.
You take 25 points of psychic damage as some type of mental barrage of imagery, very harsh warlike conditions, death, visage just bombards you, pummeling you constantly. Do you maintain the blade?
Yeah.
Okay, take another 25 points of damage.
All right. So the one time I get to use my ability, I'll kill myself. This
You
is
took
fun.
the wrong weapon, buddy. These guys will tell you historically this has happened to many people before you.
Well, I guess I'll put it back in the sheath.
Okay, but I will tell you, you definitely damn know sure that these are very ancient blades that he has claimed to have wielded from ancient lore. Like you sense thousands and thousands of years of a mental presence in that blade, in the small amount of time you held. You do know it is elven. You do know it is linked to a god that you're unfamiliar with, but it is linked to a bunch of people, and many people have kind of persuaded and given it personality and thought that you know that this is almost a living soul of in the blade itself.
Ben, which blade did he pick up, by the way?
Roll a d4 for me.
Me or him?
You, Vaymont.
No, don't roll that one. You want the other one.
3.
He picked up Bringer of Law. You also need to do Constitution to see if you did not cry out from taking that much amount of damage.
Okay. 14.
You pretty much let known that you have the blade out of HK's sheath. So HK, you're aware of that.
I turn and take the blade from him, unless he resists that.
I mean, I already placed it back in your sheath. Like, it hurt. So I put
Okay.
it back.
Okay.
As you're trying to put it back, I will take it from your hands, and I will look at you and say, generally, I would heal any in pain. I will give you this one conveyance as knowledge. Don't ever attempt to steal from me the blades of the law.
Well,
Be
I was
clear.
not trying to steal your weapon. I was trying to make sure that you were you, because you do not resemble you. But I do remember those weapons.
And they now remember you. Take heed.
Because he is the law.
Yeah, Vaymont is not afraid of you, but that's okay. Vaymont is much more afraid of your weapons, not afraid of you.
All right. While that Desire has now gotten over to Cascade, and she sits down next to you and goes, "Hi, friend.
Well, hi, Desire.
I have a question to ask for you. Are you ready to take the stone? You know, do what the other guys have done."
This stupid thing. What'd
What?
you say, Ben?
She goes, "Are you ready to take the stone, like the other guys have?
Am I what?
You know, you're part of the friends in the quest. That's what you said." Still there? Uh-oh.
Say it again. Now
Okay.
I hear you.
She goes, You said you were part of the quest, and you're friends with us, so you're ready to do this, right?
I'm sorry. Do what?
Take the stone. Like my father, and Alarian, and Jew, and Hephaestus.
Ah.
There's not really anybody else to do it. That's why I asked.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Can't hear you. Oh no. The key moment right now.
Because she's figuring out how to say, what about Vaymont?
Oh, he serves the Raven Queen. You know. Don't worry. Don't worry, Cascade. I can really read body language pretty well. And I think you really want to say yes. That's what I see. She's back yet? Is she here?
Back. Up and down, Jen. Flip the mic up and down. Try now.
Clicking hard. That's how it worked for you last time. Our technical difficulties, folks.
Negative. Try just on your computer. Try to make sure it's on the Corsair. That's your free spot, by the way, Corsair. Thank you. We're advertising you now. We are not sponsored by Corsair. That just happens to be the mic that two of us use.
But if you would like to sponsor us,
But we're not turning that down.
Yeah.
Reach
yeah,
out, give us a call, or
Definitely changes the line of streams of Spero for that.
yeah,
Can you hear me now?
We
we
do.
can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Can't see it, but we can hear you.
Well, I refreshed just to be safe.
It works.
There we
And
go.
no, she does not take that. No. Which fucking accent am I using right now?
It doesn't
I
matter as
got
long as we can
so
hear you, dear.
disgruntled over the freaking mic, the headset.
Your C/country accent.
What are you talking about? The stone? What?
And this is in front of everybody else, so you
Right.
guys can start chiming in. Someone's got to take it.
He said we were bringing it back to Ms. Zindred to make the decision.
She's not gonna take it though. She's already said that.
But
Can't
Kyrian
hear
was
you,
not
Jake.
wrong. Kyrian was not wrong.
We're gonna bring it back to her and make the ultimate decision there. Sorry,
Zindred.
Desire.
We'll make a decision to give it to somebody.
I mean, Vaymont's also on the table. He's over there with nothing.
Only if Lady Zindred tells me to take it.
Well, we're
Well,
gonna
I
get it
figured
back.
he'd
to her
probably
and
want the
see
last one. That seems more of his color.
What?
And,
Is that a racial joke?
and you
Doesn't
you
matter
think
what he wants.
this one's gluttony, right? You think I'm gluttonous?
Well,
No.
yes. I mean, you are from the sea.
I,
You did turn into.
I'm not talking to you, Vaymont. You shush.
I think Desire thinks you're one of only two people that could take it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a decision we're making right here on the
Oh.
spur of the moment. We're taking it back to the ship, and we're going to all discuss it with Zindred.
Desire, bless your heart. I'm not prepared to do this right this second.
Well, you can start thinking about it. I guess that's part of the journey now.
I can think about it.
Hey, Mom, you think about it too. Think about where your head's going to be.
Yeah, think about it.
Because you're on the table too, bud.
Whew.
All right, let's head back to the ship.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's head back to the ship.
All right. You will get back to the Force of Storm, and that's where we'll leave it. So hopefully we'll get Glenn a part of the next stairs to make that decision. So we're probably, the best date with me would be like either 23rd or the 30th, because I have to bounce another game into the early week.
Bear with me one moment. Let me bring up a calendar.
What were the days?
I believe it's the 23rd or the 30th.
23rd would be better for me.
When's the next time we play other Spero?
That I
We
believe
haven't
I have to
decided
bounce that into the second. That's why I'm because we can't do next week. I got scheduled oddly enough, so I want to make sure I give that group an opportunity to get back a game that month.
I would rather not do the 30th,
So
so
the 23rd sounds like it's the best.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do the 23rd.
Yep.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. If you've been following, and yeah, we will catch you on the 23rd to find out who takes the 6th Syn Stone. One remaining, and we know where to go. So exciting things to happen. All right, thank you.
We're gonna pass
All
go.
right.
We're gonna collect $200.
Thank you all.
Sorry about technical
Enjoy.
issues, y'all.
Destro's coming out. We're going full Cobra, going to the Isle of the Serpent.
Oh yeah, full Cobra episode. Rico's loving
Attack!
it.
We're going
He's
full on Cobra.